Was that a ukulele?
That was a ukulele.
Dope. Is it slightly more in tune than I've heard before?
I tuned it just before the call.
Oh my god!
I also did not try to
Good
play
job.
chords on it because it's got that you know the strings that are always a half step apart. Or,
Sure.
Like what are the fucking strings on the guitar that are fucked up and stupid? B, wait. E, A, D, G, B. Yeah, the B string. There is no full step between. I think it's like C and D and A and B. So the last three strings of the guitar you can't do a power chord on. Are you familiar with that concept vaguely?
Very vaguely.
Yeah. So the whole ukulele is like that. The first string is an octave higher than it should be, and then the third string is B or whatever the fuck, or one of those notes that's a half step wrong. So you can't just do a power chord on it. So that I don't. For our intro, the way that you had written it, it's just power chords, and I can't do that on the ukulele intelligently because I don't know which direction to put my second finger. It's too hard. Adam Neely could figure it out, but I fucking can't. I'm stupid.
That's okay. I'm stupid too.
I'm gonna be multitasking and making this coffee real quick. Coffee.
Ah, jeez. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Rabbithole podcast, the podcast where we bullshit about bullshit.
I've just been drinking Folgers like trailer trash.
So you're drinking Folgers?
Yeah, I've just been drinking Folgers like a poor person.
Alright. Is there any way that we can change the sensitivity on the Discord?
Am I too loud?
No, you're cutting off at the end. So like, whenever you get slightly quieter, it's just gone.
That's crazy because I have beautiful dynamic range on my voice. Yeah, we can do that. Let me pop open the settings. Auto sensitivity off. Sensitivity, let's turn it way down. I should be coming in very consistently now, as well as so should my environment.
Yep, that sounded better.
Yeah, that's what it's like to have two professional filmmakers in Discord, is we understand the difficult buttons. A normal person would have been confounded by that idea, that there was a noise gate on the microphone. And why is there a noise gate? And what is the noise gate? And where do I change the noise gate? I have solved the problem.
Right?
Because I understand that those softwares have a noise gate on them and where to find it.
It is true.
Yeah. Just gonna cook while we have this conversation. I'm gonna slice.
Got to work, Jeff.
I'm just gonna slice some chicken breasts real thin, and then I'm gonna fry some eggs and put it on top of the chicken breasts.
And to think I just spit out my gum trying to be professional.
Dude, who cares? Who cares about anything?
You're right.
Just let me know if something I'm doing is bothersome.
I won't know until I hear the actual podcast, which probably just won't happen.
What? No, this goes to air. This is our best podcast so far.
No, I mean, it's going to go up, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to listen to it.
I listened to our last one. I like to hear myself.
Was it good?
Are any of our podcasts good? Do you know?
Sure.
There was definitely some funny
I'll probably
stuff.
listen to the first half hour, but...
It wasn't our best
while
one.
I'm making the thumbnail.
Those thumbnails look like they don't take a half hour to make, son.
Well, I have to find the stuff. I have to resize everything. They take quite a bit of time.
If those
Don't be an
thumbnails...
asshole.
No, I am being an asshole. If those thumbnails take more than 15 minutes, you need to learn some macros.
No, why would I do that?
It's the biggest asshole thing I've ever done on this podcast since thumbnails.
Yeah. What thumbnails are you making, Jeff?
None. I don't have Photoshop anymore. I could do it in GIMP. I should get GIMP. Do you remember using
Not
GIMP?
the same. I have not. I've heard of it.
What?
Because I know people that do use it, but...
You know people who still currently today use it? Are they bands?
No, they have things like Linux, which you can't get Photoshop on.
Okay. Oh, alright. Your stepdad has GIMP.
Oh no, I'm talking about other people. He's not the only one to use Linux. I don't understand it, but whatever.
I don't know any serious Linux users. I hear, you know, we know some IT people who act like, well, Eddie's a Linux user, I think. I was gonna say we know some IT people who act like Linux is God, but they still use fucking Windows.
Yeah, it's simpler, even though they're just messing everything up. It's just simpler. Everything is on PC. Deal with it.
The main benefit for us is that it has our creative softwares integrated into it, and yeah, as you mentioned, you can't get Adobe on Linux.
Yep. It's a problem.
If you could, I'd probably switch over to Linux. It's free. It's the hip thing to do. It's open source. I mean...
It's just not worth it, like, for me. It's just not worth it. Because it's just, it gates off so much shit. It's the same problem that I have with Mac, but at least Apple makes stuff that is, you know, comparable. And other software makes shit for Apple as well.
Yeah.
Like with Linux, it's like you have some alternatives, but a lot of that shit is just a big fucking wall.
Yeah, you can also edit in Blender on Linux. Gaming on Linux is also one of those things that's not super duper a thing. Kind of like a lot of Linux people, hardcore Linux people, have a virtual machine that runs Windows. So they can handle most of their shit. Yeah.
So then there's no point.
No, there is no point in Linux, except for the fact that it runs the entire world. Every server is some kind of Linux. Every real serious computer science thing is some kind of Linux project.
I always hear like, oh, it doesn't get viruses and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, well, don't go to websites that'll give you viruses. Don't open shitty emails. Like, what do you want?
Or just learn how to spot a virus.
It's pretty simple.
I watched John go to a torrent site, get a virus, open his task manager, find and remove viral files manually. Took him like 40 seconds.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. He's like, these things...
I just don't fuck with anything like that.
He popped them up and was like, these things are not things, so they are viruses, and I'm going to stop and remove them. Yeah, he like tried to download a copy of a movie, and the movie was, once he clicked the file, it just opened a bunch of pop-up windows for gambling ads, and he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah?
There's a problem. That's a Trojan.
Yeah.
And then he popped open his task manager and found all the weird files and cleaned them out.
If only I had the brain for that, but instead I just don't do that shit.
Yeah, I'm not good at pirating, and if that happened to me, I would wind up getting a virus. I don't have an antivirus software anymore. I used to have Symantec, but it stopped me from downloading everything I wanted to download, so I deleted it.
Yeah.
There's a grease spot on my burner, and it is causing a lot of smoke. I'm going to pour water on it.
I don't believe I currently have antivirus either. Things are obnoxious as fuck, and then they're trying to make you buy a bunch of shit.
Yeah, they don't work. They cost money. They stop you from doing fun things. I got invited to the beta for the last Quake game from Bethesda. Was it Bethesda? Is Bethesda own Quake now? No. Anyway, whatever it was, and I tried to get the software so I could play the beta, and Symantec stopped it. It put a firewall permanently on a trusted game source, and it also red flagged all the Unreal Engine products. So other games I was playing got put into quarantine.
Huh.
Yeah, it was.
That's weird.
Stupid as fuck. And also, when I was just learning how to use Reaper and download instruments so I can do some cheap composing. Anytime I would download a new instrument, it would be like untrusted source. This is flagged. You can't do anything. So I got rid of it.
It doesn't even give you the option.
No, I scanned it, approved
absolutely
it.
Not.
I whitelisted it manually. I went into the quarantined files and was like, this thing from this user is fine. This file is fine. This system is fine. Anything I'm putting into Reaper is fine. And it was like, nah, you can't have this. I was like,
absolutely not.
What if I download the biggest source in the world? What if I download a contact instrument? It is the default. What if I get the most serious free instrument that music production has ever had? And it's like, what the fuck is contact? No.
Yeah. I've had similar issues with just the Google Chrome. I had to go and change a whole bunch of settings to be able to get onto my work stuff. Because, it's government stuff and it just won't let you open. Like, I couldn't find my paycheck stubs and stuff. I couldn't get on there until I shut off a bunch of shit on Google.
That's crazy.
I turned it all back on after, but I have to remember, I got to go turn all that off to go to a secured site on Google Chrome.
You had to remove all of your security to access this secure information.
Not all of it, but just like I had to change some shit. I had to turn some stuff off.
That's so silly.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, luckily my work sent me when they sent me work from home, they sent me with a computer that went to a VPN, that went to their shit. So I didn't have to worry about all of that crazy nonsense.
Yeah. Like, I also had issues with my insurance as well. I had to go on and change some things to get on there to look at my health insurance information. It's just like secure stuff. It's like, nope.
Is all of your information hosted on an unsecure server? Because that's the only time that Google stops me from doing anything.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe. It's possible.
Well, that sounds like what it is.
Yeah. Well, that's how it goes.
Well, that was...
government security is just not very smart.
No, of course not. So that was the IT portion of the podcast.
Yes, I wrote it down.
Information security and other bullshit.
Yep.
How much paprika is too much?
Oh, there's no such thing.
That's how I feel.
If you're not inhaling it into your lungs as you're eating it, it's not enough.
You use a lot of paprika?
I don't use any paprika.
I didn't think so.
I don't even know what it tastes like.
You look like someone who is only salt, pepper, and garlic. You use any onion powder?
I have salt, pepper, garlic. What are those other things that I got?
I don't use salt.
Oh, I do have paprika. I lied. I have smoked paprika and ground cayenne red pepper.
You have smoked
And
paprika?
I do.
I have great value paprika.
Oh, I have the actual brand.
No, paprika is not a brand. It's a spice.
No, I know, but I'm saying like I have the brand that whenever you think of spices, it's like, oh, okay, it's McCormick.
I was about to say it's McCormick.
That's the one.
Yeah, you got the real shit. You got the McCormick paprika.
Yeah, I got the stuff that was $3 instead of 50 cents.
Dude, do you ever sit over something for a little while and realize you have no idea how to cook, and other grown-ups also don't know how to cook, and your parents don't know how to cook, and what the fuck is cooking?
All the time. I've slowly been learning more and more, though, looking up recipes and stuff.
That's true. I watched a professional Italian chef fry an egg the other day, and he covered the top of the pan so that steam would cook the top so you don't have to flip the egg. And I was like, that's how those crafty bitches make sunny side up. Because every time I feel...
That's crazy.
Yeah. He even went so far as to sprinkle a little bit of water in the pan to make more steam to cook the top of the egg.
See, I don't have the patience to do all these tricks that make the food better.
It's fucking genius.
I just need it to be good enough.
It's fucking genius. I did that yesterday. I was like, dude, I'm going to put a little water in this bitch, and I'm going to cover this pan, and I'm not going to flip a goddamn egg ever again.
Like, I saw Gordon Ramsay make scrambled eggs, and it was like, damn, those look good, but I don't have the time or patience to do all that nonsense.
Yeah, and I saw that too, and I didn't know what creme fraiche was. Turns out you can just use sour cream. I've been doing...
Close to the same thing.
I've been doing Gordon Ramsay scrambled eggs since I saw that dumb fucking video. I put a little sour cream in everything that asks for dairy because I don't keep milk in my house. So I found a little bit of sour cream while you're mixing your cheese into your mac and cheese. Really keeps it viscous and nice.
Yeah. And get those big old fluffy eggs, and I'm like, no, bro. I want flat, awful eggs. I'm going to stick them in my blender, and I'm going to salt them before I cook them so they're flat as fuck.
Oh, man, that was the thing that
eggs.
really set me off, was I saw them say that. Never season your eggs too early. And I was like, bitch, what the fuck? There's a time to season eggs? I thought it was always season eggs time. You can't tell me to wait to season this egg. I don't even consider it seasoning. Right. It's pepper.
Right.
I don't add salt to anything.
Is the thing that makes it like, but whatever.
I don't add salt to anything. I actually don't have salt in my house.
I have so much salt. I fucking love salt. But I also really love pepper.
I knew a lot of people that had some kind of sodium aversion, and then back in the day they were like, salt is so bad for you. Salt keeps the weight on. And I was like, do people actually need salt? Isn't garlic salty enough? So I had peanut butter? When did this expire? Yeah, so I don't have salt. I haven't used salt in years. It's just like there's other things with flavor. It didn't feel necessary. But now salt is good for you again, so I might go pick up some salt and start actually like seasoning my food correctly.
Yeah. Well, like they said that like salt, it's worse to have not enough salt than it is to have too much salt.
Sodium is an electrolyte.
Yeah, you need it to help absorb water.
Ironically.
Yep.
That's proof that there is a God for sure. It's that salt is an electrolyte. You have to have salt to absorb water. It's a joke. It's a cosmic joke.
Salt, potassium,
magnesium.
And magnesium?
Yeah.
Is that the other one?
It's mag for sure.
Yeah.
What's my ladies multivitamin have? Does that have enough magnesium? I wasn't reading the labels.
What are you doing with ladies multivitamins?
I was going to pick up vitamins finally to like be an adult, and I wasn't reading the labels, and I get home and it says Winco complete multivitamin for adult women under 50. And I was like, why are my vitamins gendered? Does this have estrogen? Turns out estrogen is not a vitamin. And also, this basically just has more biotin in it, which is making my hair stronger. And it's got more iron.
There you go.
It's got more iron because women lose a lot of iron during their time of the month. So that's basically the difference, is a little more biotin for the hair and more iron for your to compensate for your frequent blood loss.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter that much.
No, but it does have 1,000 IUs of vitamin D, and then I supplement an additional 4,000 IUs of vitamin D because that's
I
what.
also do vitamin D separate from a multivitamin.
Yeah, that's what Joe Rogan says kills the coronavirus.
Oh, well, he's dumb.
Well, he got a bunch of brilliant scientists on to talk about the benefit of vitamin D, so he didn't actually say it himself.
Well, yeah, vitamin D is really good for you. It does help you not get sick, generally. It helps your immune system, but...
I would also supplement C on the side, but I didn't buy any my last trip, and I have some St. John's wort, which I'm convinced is a placebo now. But, and then a big bottle of whiskey. That's the other vitamin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also do magnesium, potassium, fish oil, and
I
that's
should
it.
do fish oil. In the early 2000s, Big Bang Theory convinced a large portion of the public that supplementing vitamins was a pointless waste of time. I was one of those people.
I remember that.
Yeah, I was one of.
Me too.
There was a bunch of studies about the non-efficacy of supplementing vitamins and all that shit. And Sheldon Cooper was against it. People have been calling me Sheldon for a long time. It just made sense
That's
to
fair.
not do it.
I remember your Bazinga shirt so well.
Yeah, my ex-wife got me that. She
Oh,
also
there you
thought
go.
I was Sheldon. She had great reasons to divorce me.
All right.
I'm just
I'm
saying,
sorry.
in the grand scheme of things, probably a slick move on both our parts.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Nah.
I didn't know too much about, like, I knew you whenever, like, before and while you were married, but, like, I didn't know your guys' relationship too much because we never really hung out with your wife.
No, she didn't want to hang out and just talk about writing stuff. She came to the Halloween party. Like, she would do a little bit of party
Yep.
stuff. I wasn't drinking yet. She wasn't drinking yet. That's just like...
Wow, that's right.
Yeah, you can just assume that two people who met in middle school probably don't need to get married. And
That's
probably didn't develop personalities properly.
I mean, I don't know. It's possible.
That's probably the thing that's
I'm
the
not
weirdest about looking back is me trying to remember her personality and it just being me being hilarious and her kind of going along.
Oh.
Yeah, she wasn't that...
Yeah, that's the worst.
When my grandma found out that we got divorced, she said, "Good, that one's too boring for you." And I was like, wow, I thought that in my head and would not say that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Grandma was the best. And she was too boring for me. Her only life goals were to breed. And I was like, I don't want to have kids. So, wasn't going to work.
Oh. Yeah. I remember having similar issues, but I didn't marry that girl. Nuh-uh.
Oh, man, I made a middle school promise to marry that girl. I wasn't going to fucking break that.
Well, you gotta learn to break some promises.
She did. And for the better. I love this
That's fair.
podcast. I'm moving around, I'm doing stuff, I'm fucking up the audio. We've gone on crazy conversations.
Yeah, it feels so jazz. It feels like jazz.
I just poured coffee on my toaster because I put my coffee cup on top of my toaster and poured coffee without looking.
Maniac.
This is the most unhinged I've sounded on recording in a while.
Yeah, it makes me think of Back to the Future, like you're Doc Brown just doing shit while we're talking.
It feels good. I'm going to invite the dog on my lap for a little bit. Hope he doesn't pull the microphone out. Because I see Arthur boy sitting there. Hello, Arthur. Don't sniff the mic. That's weird. People hear that. Stop it. Stop it, Arthur. Good boy. You're a dumb dog. So how was your 14 days?
really, really uneventful and boring. I was sitting here trying to make a list of like what to talk about, and there's just not a lot.
Well,
So pulling out all this extra stuff at the beginning is pretty useful.
that's good. It fills time.
Because we have to reach a certain limit of time.
Do you have shasheries? That's one thing that I'm using on these chicken strips right now, is I have some shasheries.
Do I have what?
Some Tony shasheries, the Creole seasoning.
I do not.
It's the Lowry's of the South. If you haven't had shasheries before, I recommend it.
Alright. I haven't come across any recipes that have called for that.
Oh,
So-
you're doing recipes.
I don't even know what it is.
It's Creole seasoning. It goes great in everything. There's no MSG.
Weird.
You use seasoned
Yeah, I
salt,
grew up
right?
in a family that was like, today we're having buttered noodles, and here's some salt.
That's right. You grew up with Mormons, so there was probably some psychopath cooking.
Well, that's not the reason. It was that we were poor. So here's your buttered noodles. They're cheap.
You use
And really, it's not even butter. It's margarine. So it's 54 cents instead of $3.
yeah, real butter is fucking nuts, dude. I'm not gonna buy real butter.
I buy real butter. I love butter.
You get Kerrygold?
Butter is a girl's best friend. No, I just get just like the Walmart brand, I guess.
Dog treats, asshole. Want some dog treats? Your bacon strips. Got dog bacon. It hits you in the face with a bacon strip. How's that feel, bitch?
Or I guess it's not Walmart brand because I get it from Crest. I don't know.
You have Lowry's, right? You have seasoned salt?
Yeah.
Okay. Tony Shasheries is just seasoned salt, but way better. I'm going to send you a picture
okay.
of my probably 10-year-old dented can of cherries, as my stepmom would call it. This is useful. This is good. This is good information. Chacheries. My spice cabinet is so fucking dusty. I've literally never dusted this bitch.
Oh, okay. I've seen this around.
Yeah, it's everywhere
Never
because
used
it's
it,
the
though.
best. Yeah, you should get that instead of seasoned salt. It's so much better. It's good on eggs too. Just like you fry up an egg, a little black pepper, a little sprinkle of that. It's perfect.
All right. I will look into it. Or I'll just
Slide.
buy some in a couple days when I go to the grocery store.
I want to go to the grocery store. The only reason for me to go to the grocery store right now is coffee. I'm running low.
Well, I'm reaching the end of the month, so that means it's grocery shopping time for the month. It's on Wednesday.
You do a whole month at a time shopping?
I try to, yeah.
Is that a quarantine thing?
No, that's I get paid once a month thing.
Oh, okay. The budgeting. Okay. Well, that's the thing is like,
Yeah.
is it was either going to be quarantine reasons or budgeting reasons, but shopping for the whole month sounds
Yeah.
like some psychopath shit.
No, it's really simple. I mean, like for like fresh vegetables and stuff like that, it'll be like every 2 weeks. But yeah,
So you do a produce run, and that's when you buy ice cream?
yes sir. Gotta get that ice cream because I can't keep a bunch of it in my house or I'll eat it all.
The trick is that I have found is to not put it in a bowl, because then you eat
I
a bowl
never
of ice
do.
cream. Oh, you just eat it straight out of the
Well,
carton?
yeah, I just eat a pint. Like I just buy them in pints.
Oh, I've done that a couple of times. I've got a 1.5 quart in my fridge, and I just I keep a spoon on top of it. Once in a while, when I'm walking by, I'm like, I want a hit of ice cream. I'm just gonna do a bit of ice cream, and I'll just I'll just do a spoon of ice cream.
Nice.
It's good. It's a good way to keep yourself from just eating
effective.
a pint.
Yeah, that's true.
Gotta feed the dog. Gotta feed Arthur. If I don't feed Arthur, he won't make an incredible amount of poop. I am stunned.
How much poop do you need, Jeff? Don't you have enough poop?
No.
You're like a slave driver over there.
Dude, if I actually spent any time picking up his poop outside, like, I have a big ass, like, 32-gallon trash can. Because I thought a bigger trash can would be harder for them to knock over, and it has wheels, so I thought it'd be easier to get across the apartments. One, it's built like a cup of noodles, so the top is heavier than the bottom if I actually get the trash can filled up.
So fill it with like 4 inches of cement.
I was going to actually literally do that. I was going to put sand in the bottom to make it heavier, but it's actually like the wheels of the trash can comes down. It's as tall as literally the bottom of my fingertips on me. So if I pull it back to use the wheels, it's lower than my arm's reach, so I have to stoop down to use the wheels. Now, I didn't put that together at Walmart because it was on a shelf. It was lifted an extra 5 inches off the ground, and I was like, that's a little uncomfortable, but I think I can do it just to walk across the apartments, and then once it's empty, it's just a big piece of plastic. I'll carry it back. But it turns out I would actually have to I would either have to completely lean down like I'm trying to touch my knee, but also with 32 gallons of trash, or just carry it. So it was a pointless investment, and I just wound up putting the bag in my car and driving across the apartments to take care of my trash.
Gotcha.
Because as loyal listeners know, the dumpsters in my apartment are only on the opposite side of the apartment complex. I have no dumpsters on my side of the apartment complex.
Yeah. It's awful.
It is. I can't believe that they did that.
I already feel like my trash can is too far away as well, but not as far as yours, and also I don't have to go out that much, so.
It's a full city block away.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Gross.
That's just what I was feeling at the time. I had some drainage. Come here, Arthur. You're a dumb dog. Come here. Yes. Yes. Good boy.
No. Bad boy.
Bad dog, Arthur. You're a bad dog. Who's a dumb dog? Who's a dumb butt? Thank you for the snuggles. Get the fuck off me. You're a good boy. Go the fuck away. Go play with your toy. Play with your toy. Go. Get.
I am playing with my toy.
Fuck you, asshole. Go play with your toy. You fat piece of shit with a MAGA mother. Get the fuck out of here, Arthur.
Yep. It's weird because I feel like I'm solving a mystery. Like I went over to my mom's house. I went by my mom's house, and remember how I told you their like the office in their neighborhood had like the flag with the AK-47 that said like "come and get it" or whatever.
No, you did not tell me that. What?
I mentioned that on a podcast, but all right. But that's a thing, and they like keep changing their flags every so often, and they have like a big old Trump 2020 flag out there. And then when I went by this time, I noticed that they had a QAnon flag as well.
So this is not your parents, this is your neighbors?
No, this is in my mom's neighborhood, the office, like where people would go to like apply to move in that area. Because it's like a gated thing. And they had that up there, and I'm like, okay. So, what the fuck? This is like a company, like a realty company.
The organization
that
curates the community that makes that neighborhood has a QAnon flag on the office.
Yes.
That's fucking nuts.
Right?
Like,
Right. That's crazy to me. It's like, what?
You know what applications
And
they're
like,
denying? The black ones. Like, I can already say that neighborhood is
dude,
racist.
I've not seen one black person in that neighborhood.
Well, of course not.
I swear.
The people who accept applications are flying a QAnon flag. No, they're
Yeah.
not letting black people live there. Because
And like almost every house has a Trump flag on it too.
yeah, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the people who are taking the applications to see who can live in the nice neighborhood are looking for Trump supporters. That's
Yeah,
so
that's crazy. I mean, there's a couple of Biden flags out there, but there's like 2 of those and like 20 Trump flags.
jeez.
Like,
Dude.
it's madness.
I mean, we are in Oklahoma, but people don't understand that Oklahoma, like when we got the census back, they told us this in high school while I was graduating. Del City is 45% black, 45% white, 10% other. It's black as fuck out here. There's a lot of liberal people
Yeah.
out here. Like people don't understand. Oklahoma City area is not like the general Oklahoma. It's kind of liberal, but still, like it's also half conservative, like a smooth half. it's
Yeah.
They're very vocal and very comfortable. They do not see the other side. Like the people who are liberal or minority in Oklahoma see that this is half and half, and that's okay. There's places where we can live and it's acceptable. The conservative half is always fucking shocked to meet us. They do not see
I
us.
know. It is so crazy to me to see these people who are just like completely blind to the other side and constantly think that everyone is out to get them.
Yeah, it's like we're in a red state. People are out to get us, and it's just like we've been quietly letting you do everything forever. And
Yeah.
like it's not even as bad as the places that they're looking at that are on fire. Like you can see the places that are on fire are 100% white people doing bullshit. Like we were gonna move to Oregon.
Yeah.
Seattle has less than 3% black population for the entire city. There's not enough black people in Seattle to make a full fucking riot. It is 100% weird ass white people going down. Kenosha, Wisconsin, the home of Weezer, has enough black people to have a militia? No. This is crazy white people burning down the home of Weezer. Like, black people,
I
like,
didn't know Weezer was from Wisconsin.
they're from, the Happy Days is from Kenosha, Wisconsin. It's set in Kenosha. I'm pretty sure Weezer's from Kenosha. Either that or the Buddy Holly
Maybe
video.
they are. I always think of them as a California band.
The Buddy Holly video introduces them as the boys from Kenosha, so I always, like, that could just be a Happy Days reference, or that could be a Weezer reference.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I'm not looking it up.
that's the cracker
Tell us
bed.
in the comments. Jeff, tell us in the comments.
That's the cracker bed of America. Like, you can see pretty clearly that the reasonable black people aren't doing that because nobody's burning down Atlanta, and Oklahoma City is 45% white, and the people at our protests are home by curfew. They're wearing masks and they're 6 feet apart. Like it's
Yeah.
stupid ass white people doing stupid ass white people shit, like running an office building with a QAnon flag and not letting blacks into the neighborhood, or burning down Wisconsin. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, that was some. Because I've just been like, seeing all these Trump flags and signs and everything. It's just been like demoralizing. But recently I've seen a lot more like Biden stuff pop up with, I don't like Biden, but he's really the only one.
Yeah, there's only
He's
two
the
choices.
alternative. Yeah.
Well,
But- and recently there's just been a few things where I'm just like, okay, I'm feeling slightly better about our odds.
a lot of people voted for Trump as a fuck you vote, and those people are not going to do it twice.
Yeah, but I mean, the people who are, it's such a weird thing because I've not seen anybody who is like, oh yeah, I'm all for Biden, hell yeah, Biden. It's more just like not Trump, but the people that are for Trump are like for Trump.
Oh yeah, they're zealots.
Yeah, it's crazy.
My
It
dad
is
switched teams. My
insane.
dad's finally on board completely with backing Trump. When Trump got elected, my dad voted for him because he's a Republican. But he was 100% like, Trump's an idiot, Trump's kind of goofy, Trump's kind of crazy, I don't think he's qualified, I wanted to vote for Ben Carson. I was like, Ben Carson was your first pick?
That guy?
Yeah, the NyQuil addicted Seventh-day Adventist
I
neurosurgeon.
would have taken him over Trump, though.
Yeah, over Trump, sure, but you could play that game all day.
True.
Yeah, now he's more. Now
Gotta
he's.
say, though, probably wouldn't take Kanye over Trump, though, the crazy shit he's been saying.
Well, Kanye's full on bipolar, like. So.
Yeah.
Trump is addicted to opioids, and he's an idiot. But Kanye West is actually crazy and unpredictable. Trump is predictably stupid.
Yeah.
So you can make bets on what he's gonna do, and you can persuade and manipulate him. But Kanye, I mean, that's playing whack-a-mole. If you tried to trick Kanye into doing something and he figures it out, he's gonna do something nuts.
That's true. But yeah. Yeah, I just re-registered to vote. I just stuck it in the mailbox this morning.
I'm gonna mail mine out
Because
this week.
Oklahoma's kind of dumb. Do what?
I'm gonna mail my registration out this week. I tried to register when I renewed my license, and they said they couldn't confirm my identity, so they wouldn't let me register. But I did that do your registration form on Facebook thing, so they emailed me the form to print out and mail, and I'm gonna do that as soon as I'm near a printer.
Oh, I filled out a thing online, and then they mailed me the form so that I could double check everything and then sign it and send it back to them.
Facebook said, do you want this mailed or emailed? And I was like, emailed. Let's be real. It's 2020.
That's what I would have preferred, but I didn't. It wasn't an option where I went, so.
Yeah, I have no access to a printer unless I'm at John's house, and I haven't asked if I could print out my registration form. I'm assuming that I'll go over to a friend with a printer's house and just be able to print my registration. I haven't asked. I don't have stamps or an envelope, and I'm still like, no, don't mail me anything, please.
Well, they sent me a pre-stamped envelope and everything to send it back, so that's cool.
I should have picked that because I'm thinking about it. I have stamps.
And it came in a day.
I have envelopes for dropping off money orders. They're exactly the size of a money order. They're not even full letter size. And I still have stamps from when I used to mail our rent on when we lived at Rue Lane. So somewhere I do have stamps. And I don't think stamps expire, so they should be good.
No, I don't believe they do.
And if they're not,
But yeah.
now that I know how to buy stamps, you either have to go to the customer service desk at Walmart and ask for their stamps because they're technically legal tender, or you have to go to a post office, which the lobby of a post office is open 24 hours a day, so people can use the stamp machine.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep, the Midwest City post office lobby is open 24 hours, so you can check your your PO box and get stamps.
But you forgot about the third option.
What? Sleeping in their
Our
homes?
sponsor, Stamps.com. No.
Print postage right from your computer at home. With the 10% with the code JAZZ, Jeff and Zach, you can get 10% off of your postage.
They'll even send you a scale so that you can weigh it and you never go over on your postage.
I'm eating during this ad.
Stamps.com, sponsor us.
Yeah.
Sponsor us.
If you actually sponsor
We can
us,
do it.
I will not eat during the ad read.
And I won't say fuck, I promise.
I'll fucking say fuck. It's our fucking podcast. If you let Whitney Cummings get away with those ad reads, you can deal with me saying fuck, okay?
Sure.
Bill Burr has some wild ass ad reads too.
Sounds like you listen to a lot of stuff that I don't.
Yeah. Well, once I started listening to the Your Mom's House podcast, I started going down that whole like Joe Rogan and Friends pod hole. I liked Bill Burr and Bert Kreischer have Bill and Bert, and I've listened to 2 or 3 episodes of that, and I like Bill Burr a lot, and I like Bert Kreischer on podcasts because I can't believe he's a real human being. He lives mentally. He lives second to second. It's like if John was actually funny. Like John has no concept of 4 seconds from now. John's kind of a dumb guy, and he's just impulsive and loud. But Bert Kreischer's like a psychotic alcoholic, actually funny version of John. Like, so seeing like someone like Tom Segura, who's got a really dry sense of humor, do a podcast with probably the craziest person on the planet, and him having to be our everyman, really funny shit.
All right. I already have. I have enough podcasts right now.
You doing script notes yet?
Nah. Because once again, it's the issue of put them on YouTube and I'll put them on my playlist.
They put a new one on YouTube. Craig Mazin just tells you how to write a movie.
Huh.
Which I've read that. I've listened to that one before. It's not as interesting as it sounds like it would be.
Yeah, because at this point, when I'm at work, I'm listening to stuff on my phone. But I cannot take my phone out of my pocket until I'm on break. So it's like, all right, so this playlist needs to last a certain amount of time. But I can't switch apps to go to other podcast shit, you know?
People who are not on YouTube piss me off. Script notes included. Dear Hank and John, Hank Green and John Green, who found their careers on YouTube, do not have the Dear Hank and John podcast.
And founded VidCon.
Yeah. And their podcast is not on YouTube anymore.
Yeah.
I've missed 2 years of their podcast because they're not on YouTube.
Yeah, that's how it goes. I mean, there's like a spin-off podcast on the Good Mythical Morning channel called A Hot Dog is a Sandwich, and it's, you know, they got their chef people debating like food debates and stuff, and they put the first episode on YouTube, but nothing past that. And I'm like, I would listen to it if you put it on YouTube.
I've gotten in some nearly violent confrontations over the hot dog as a sandwich thing, and I still don't know which side I'm on.
I'm super indifferent towards it. It depends on the day for me.
I just take the opposite side, whoever starts the argument.
Well, there you go. That's a way to go about it. I just don't care enough about the making it. It doesn't matter.
There's too much paprika
It's a
on this
food.
chicken. I gotta blow my fucking nose.
Breathing in that paprika.
Apparently, it did spill when I tried to apply paprika.
Ew.
Yeah, you know what the worst thing is in the world? Probably worse than poverty and racism is blowing your nose with a mustache.
I think having a mustache is just one of the worst things ever.
Yeah. Have you seen my stash? No, we haven't seen each other
I
in
still have
7
not.
fucking months.
Yeah, it was February.
God. I guess I'll send... So, the group that is just doing suggested comments from Facebook is trying to unlock full beard, so people have been posting pictures of their beard. So, this was the selfie that I dropped into that group. You can barely see my faint mustache in it.
Oh, weird. It's so weird to see you with a mustache after you talked so much shit on mustaches.
Yeah, I have to trim
Jesus,
it.
your hair is so long.
Dude, my hair's touching my titties right now.
Madness.
Yeah.
This photo is going to be the thumbnail.
There's so few photos of me in existence, and this one is just like, I'm out of the shower, here's something for a Facebook group. Beards on Facebook, let's go. I also kind of look like a psychopath, like there's a deadness in my eyes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that's just you, Jeff.
The other funny thing that I noticed after I posted it is that all of my cabinets are open. All of my cabinets are open and in different positions.
That's ridiculous.
I've never hit my head on a cabinet before, and it's so enraging when you do it. And now looking at my kitchen, there are 2 cabinets closed, and I kind of want to open them.
You just
I don't know.
You just set booby traps for yourself everywhere.
Why are all my cabinets open? Why do I do this? I know why the cabinets in my bathroom are ajar. It's because I got big fucking packs of toilet paper in there and I can't close it. But I don't know why all
Me
of my
too.
kitchen cabinets
I never
are
want to run out of toilet
open.
paper.
It's on the table, man. We could run out of toilet paper this election just because people are panicking.
That's true. Because that's the number one thing people think about, I guess.
Yeah.
I barely think about it because I barely use, I don't use a lot of toilet paper, and I always buy, the largest fucking thing that I can. It's cool, 6 months of toilet paper.
Yeah, my stepdad got me a Costco size box of Charmin on my birthday last year. I still have it.
Damn.
Now, I used to poop at work a lot, and I poop at John's a lot, so pooping at my house isn't really that much of a concern, and I don't use that much toilet paper because I don't wrap my hand in toilet paper to wipe like a savage. I count my squares, and I don't miss my butthole.
All right. I only poop at my house. I just, I don't know. I guess my shit is pretty well made because I just don't require a lot of toilet paper.
You take fiber supplements?
Nope. Unless any of these vitamins that I mentioned have fiber supplements in them.
I tried to just take straight up fiber when I was 20 or something, or late teens. My mom was doing it, and I was like, I'll do some fiber. Fiber's good for you. I shit so much. But the shit was clean. Now,
Yeah.
I thought about getting some Metamucil, because that's how you make ghost poops. You got so much fiber.
Oh, yeah. I remember them talking about that on the H3 podcast back in the day.
Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking of when I said that.
Was that with Bill Burr? Was that one of the...
I don't remember all. Bill Burr was really Bill Burr did that run of podcast appearances, and shit got weird on the internet. H3 feels like their Bill Burr episode was a bomb, and I thought it was fine. And then he went on Theo Von, and Theo Von is this really absurdist Louisiana comedian. And he'll put really disjointed things together, and that's kind of his crazy out of the blue comedy. And Bill Burr goes on there and talks like a normal person and completely breaks up Theo Von's vibe, and then they kind of get in a fight.
Yeah, that's just kind of Bill Burr's thing. He just fucks with people.
Yeah, everybody but Joe Rogan takes Bill Burr personally, and Joe Rogan likes to piss off Bill Burr. So.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. It's Bert Kreischer's the only person Bill Burr seems to really get along with. He's friends with all those people.
Bill Burr seemed all right on the second the second time he went on H3.
I mean, it was definitely news to Bill Burr that he had shocking podcast appearances because he was just doing Bill Burr shit.
Yeah. It's don't you know me? Isn't that why I'm here?
Yeah, don't you watch F is for Family? Come on, I'm this guy.
Yeah, Jesus.
Well, probably the last time that he had a comedy special, podcasts weren't the insane empire that they are now.
That's fair. Everybody and their mom has a podcast.
We don't even do anything, and we have a podcast.
I do stuff, just not on anything interesting.
I don't do shit. I play video games.
That
do this
stuff?
podcast.
You play anything interesting? We can move on to that.
Yes, I did. So Nate, John was watching Nate play a side-scrolling game, and he was like, "What the fuck is that? That looks kind of cool." It turned out there is a Metroidvania game that came out in 2019 called Blasphemous. It's a
All right.
Dark Souls inspired Metroidvania game. So lots of backtracking, lots of trying to find the item, lots of really difficult bosses. The Dark Souls element, one, there's a legitimate tie to Dark Souls. There's an item in the game that you can get, and I think it's called Burnt Ember or something like that. Anyway, it describes itself as the fire kindling from Dark Souls, and it gives you an increase in defense. But it's this satanic, gothic, side-scrolling platformer with a parry and a dodge mechanic like Dark Souls. It's really, really difficult, really, really fun.
Weird.
Yeah, it was dope. I beat it in 24 hours, and I'm doing the second playthrough now on hard mode, but it's got some crazy things. Like, I don't know if you've ever watched. I know you haven't beaten because you suck at games. I don't know if you've ever watched a playthrough of Dark Souls, and then sometimes you'll come across an enemy or a boss, and it's just like, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of bodies and weird shapes, and why does that thing have a baby face? And holy, that's weird. That's so crazy gory. Or what unsettled acid tripping mind reading the Bible came up with this shit? That's the whole game. it's a beautiful,
Nice
16-bit Dark Souls Metroidvania like game. It's a Metroidvania game first and foremost, which I take issue with the classification of that. And calling something Dark Souls like is an annoying thing to do. It's not a real adjective. But the combat mechanic is super fun. The controls feel pretty fluid. They're not the most fluid Metroidvania game, but the platforming is very satisfying. It actually focuses on the platforming in some parts, so it's not like in Symphony of the Night, the Castlevania game that got people to put Vania on the end of Metroidvania, even though Metroidvania games are just Metroid games and we should stop saying Metroidvania. The platforming was there, but it wasn't a big focus. It was just like how they had to build the levels. You needed a vertical element, so you jumped on some platforms. This actually takes into consideration moments where you have to do a difficult platforming trick to kill an enemy and stay alive. So it's got that real element to it, like Mega Man, where the platforms are placed and the things that hit that platform are very important to your strategy to beating the level. It's well crafted. Blasphemous is super well crafted in every way, and there's crazy long-term NPC puzzles. Like you talk to this person, and you talk to the next person about that quest like 12 hours later, and it's important that you don't fuck something up, or you lose an item, or you don't advance in the game properly. There's shit that like it was almost like a Nintendo Power game, like Castlevania 2. Where there's just some shit you would never figure out if you didn't Google it. Or you would have to find out on accident and work backwards from why this crazy thing is happening. And, I was playing it in front of John because John bought the game on Xbox so he could see it played. And he was just Googling shit nonstop. That we've talked about it on the podcast. I hate that more than life itself when John won't stop Googling things I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
But in this game, I just settled into it. I was like, this is weird. This is weird shit. I'm not going to figure this out. This is Nintendo Power shit. This is crouching with an item in the corner for 2.5 minutes, waiting for a door to open. Nintendo Power type of bullshit. So, yeah. John just Google every item I picked up. It was fun. I get Blasphemous. If you've got $25 and it's on all of the platforms in the world, it's on PC, PlayStation. I don't think it's on Switch yet. It might be on Switch. It's $25. Okay. It's totally fucking worth it. It's not that hard. I beat it relatively quickly. It didn't feel hard. Like I've been playing. It's kind of a weird spot to say this because I've been beating Mega Man games obsessively recently. So like a difficult platformer isn't going to break a sweat on me. But I thought it was pretty reasonable as far as its difficulty level, and there is an easy mode. So yeah, Blasphemous.
Yeah, I was about to say, but you actually play like Metroidvania games and stuff.
Yeah, the only thing that's going to be unsettling to people who aren't used to playing that is that there's going to be a lot of backtracking. The thing that happens that signals that you're in a Metroidvania game is you're looking at something that you cannot possibly jump to, and there's something on the screen that looks completely weird. In Metroid, it was like, oh, I can't get across this thing, but there's hooks on the ceiling. Later, you get the grappling hook, and you're like, okay, that's what that was there for. Or I can't get through. I can see past this wall, and there's tiles on it that are different from the other tiles, but I can't get through the wall. And then you get your speed boots, and you learn to run through it. And that type of item lock, backtracking, type of thing. It's very fun. This feels as good as a real Metroid. Like, it feels as good as Metroid Prime, which was the thing that a Metroidvania game makes you do is realize that you haven't completed everything, and so you check your map constantly. So I was constantly pulling up this map and looking for rooms that looked like they could go to some other place, and then I would go across the map to see if I could find a puzzle that was hidden in that room. And I almost 100%ed the game before starting New Game Plus. But I beat the final boss, and it was like New Game Plus now, and I was just like, I was so excited, I got impulsive and hit yes instead of no. So I didn't get to 100% my first playthrough, which sucks. Because there's a room that you go through. You get the collectibles in the game are all body parts of dead people, dead famous people, not like celebrities from our world, but like I got the vertebrae of John the Trickster, and it gives me backstory about that person's life. And I go to a room that stores all the collected like femurs and shit, and there's a door at the end. I'm assuming that those things all turn into a giant golem that I have to kill or something insane. But I didn't get all of the body parts before I completed the game. So I'm hoping in New Game Plus I actually 100% it because I want to know what the fuck is up with that room and I don't want to Google it.
Are you there?
I'm here.
That was weird. You like dropped out completely there at the end.
Oh, about the vertebrae shit?
No, I heard the. Well, I don't know. If you mentioned vertebrae again, then yes.
Yeah, I just want to go back to that room and I want to get 100% on my playthrough plus playthrough because I want to know what the fuck is up with that room.
Gotcha.
It's gonna be dope.
Nice.
9 out of 10. I loved Blasphemous. Pick it up.
Dope. I probably will not pick it up. Not really my kind of game, but especially for that amount of money.
$25?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Not for a video
That's a
game.
lot for a game that I'm not going to be able to... Like, those kinds of games, like, they keep me invested for a very short amount of time.
Well, you hate backtracking.
Exactly. And I'm not a very good platformer either. Especially, like, yeah. Like, in 16-bit style.
You should pick up a Hat in Time if you want a good 3D platformer.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that one to be cheaper because, once again, I don't play a lot of video games. So it's really got to be something that I really want
We've talked about a
for
Hat
me
in
to spend
Time.
any kind of money on it.
It was my favorite game the year it came out. Yeah, get that for sure.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff about it. It looks really cool, but, like, it's still expensive.
It was only $30 when it came out. How much is it now? Still probably $30.
Yeah, I think it's about the same. I haven't checked up on it in a while, but...
It was super good.
What the fuck is happening?
I'm eating chicken.
No, I'm on Steam trying to look it up and shit's being weird.
I have the Steam app.
Yeah, $29.99.
Crazy. They put a shitload of content on it though.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of extra shit here too. Looks like DLC.
Yeah, they have the DLC, which I haven't played yet because my computer died after it came out, and I just haven't gotten to play the new DLC. I did play the fan-made levels shit. They have a level builder, and I did play the open source levels.
Yeah, Hat in Time modding tools.
Modding tool, yeah. You can play the mod levels as long as you buy the base game, I believe. And that was pretty fucking fun. There were a couple of cool ones, but it just felt...
Yeah, they also have the Ultimate Edition for 40.
I would do that. Dude, indie games have a weird pricing structure. Sometimes an indie game comes out and it's $60, and I'm like, whoa, who the fuck do you think you are? You had 2 employees, and it's not $60.
Right.
And then I played A Hat in
Yeah.
Time, which Shigeru Miyamoto had a hand in making. He encouraged that developer. The fucking composer for Banjo-Kazooie's in it. JonTron has a cameo. It had a decent-sized staff. It's a giant game. And it's like $30, and I'm like, that's a steal, dude. That's nuts. I paid $30 for a collection of 5 Mega Man games on the PlayStation, and that made sense. And then Blasphemous being $25 makes sense because it's as big and useful as a classic NES game or Super Nintendo game, and it's like that makes sense. If it was $60, I wouldn't do it. But
Yeah.
there is a temptation to make all of those things $10 just because they're small.
Yeah. If I had the time and like got more invested in games, like seriously, Breath of the Wild is one of the only games that I got like fully invested in and have put like 300 hours into. Like I have not played another game that I don't eventually just go, okay, I'm bored, and not pick it up for a really long time. So monetarily, it's got to be pretty cheap and really pique my interest.
Like Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, I got that for $10 from GameStop.
Follow-up news on Hyrule Warriors. They're doing a sequel to Hyrule Warriors that is set during...
Yeah, I heard about that.
It looks fucking awesome.
I still haven't watched the trailer for it because I'm like, I don't have a Switch, and I don't want this to be the reason I buy a Switch for a fucking Hyrule Warriors game.
I'm just gonna watch
get
that one.
But I'm gonna wait until Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out, and then I'm gonna jump on that shit.
A Twitter leak said that the next Breath game is going to be called Breath of Evil.
Sweet.
Sounds fucking cool.
I am down to clown with that.
The Majora's Mask of the new generation. Only this one's not being hastily slapped together.
You say hastily slapped together, but we played that game super wrong.
We played that game just
so
fine.
wrong.
We played that game just fine. It was a crappy little
And as a
game.
child, I didn't realize how important it was to just... That game is all about side quests.
That game was crap.
Like, that's the stuff that people remember and really like, and we were just like, how do we get through this without doing any side quests?
The side quests are the best part. The aliens invading the farm was fucking fun. The race against whatever
shit.
crazy graveyard monster that thing was, that was super fun.
Yeah.
But the temples
We
were
just
dog
skipped
shit,
so
and
much
it's
of it.
Zelda.
The what?
The temples were dog shit temples, and it's a Zelda game.
I disagree with that.
I don't
The
disagree
Shadow
with it. I
Temple
fucking
was
said it.
crazy. The Shadow Temple was crazy, man. We were like flipping the world upside down constantly.
That was pretty cool. They had some of the temples were pretty cool. It's not as cohesive feeling as Ocarina of Time. It's not
I
as
agree.
good because it's an asset flip. Going back to my original statement of it being trash and not backpedaling like a coward. Fuck that game.
Like, I understand what you're saying. The thing that really drew me into liking that game so much is the tone. Because it's just so much darker and just weirder than Ocarina of Time is.
Yeah, I like it for that. Which is what I'm hoping for with the next Breath of the Wild. I'm probably not going to buy Age of Calamity. I don't really want to play it. It seems like it's going to have a better story than Hyrule Warriors did. The only time I played Hyrule Warriors was with you for 30 minutes.
Yeah. And it was just the tutorial.
Yeah, and I thought that was a very long and unnecessary tutorial, and the introduction of Sheik was stupid, and they weren't really trying. It felt
That's
like
fair.
a subpar product. Um, but this one's just going to be all about the fight against Ganon the first time, the Calamity. That's going to be super interesting and important for the story. Since Breath of the Wild has
Hell yeah.
kind of a cryptic story, and I'm probably going to watch that one so when Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, I have the full Breath universe in my mind.
Yeah. That sounds dope. Gotta remember to take notes so I don't gotta listen to this thing before uploading it. Alright.
You do a lot of work during this podcast.
Yeah?
I have to wipe my mouth, but the paper towel I have has snot on it.
Ew.
I know, and I don't want to get up. I'll just wipe my face on my hand and then wipe my hand on my chair.
Well, there you go. Now
Problem
you're cooking
solved.
with fire.
Dude, men are the best. Chicks would never do that. They probably
Okay.
would. I think anybody would do that.
What the fuck is happening? Okay.
I'm drinking water from my canteen.
Oh no, I just got a message from somebody. It was a weird sound and came out of nowhere and did it twice, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Was it a dick pic?
Nope. It's one of my friends texting me to tell me that their COVID test came back negative because their mother had got it.
Does that mean y'all can fuck?
No.
Oh. That mean y'all
I
gonna
haven't
hang out?
seen anybody except the people that I work with, and I saw Lecklighter once.
You should come hang out at John's, dude. Like, none of us are that scared of it anymore. The only person you're gonna give it to
Yeah.
is your mom, and your mom clearly doesn't fucking care or believe it's real.
Well, my thing is, you know, the people that I work with, and also the fact that Audrey is a school teacher that teaches at a school.
Yeah, she's. I'm not worried about giving it to her anymore because she's gonna fucking catch it.
Well,
I'm
no,
really
I'm
worried about
more
getting
like,
it.
I don't want it. I don't want it. And if she's in a location where there's a bunch of children who, you know, will eat shit off the ground like a dog, no thank you.
Arthur can hear you say that, and he's insulted. He eats
Do what?
Arthur can hear you say that, and he's insulted.
Oh, Arthur.
He eats his shit out of a bowl. Yeah, I think Audrey's in
All right.
Atlanta right now because her granddad died.
Oh.
But we'll just tell that to John. Just like get rid of your bitch, and we'll Zach will come down.
Yeah, get rid of her, and then we'll come over and play some Smash Up, you know?
That'd be dope.
Yeah, but it has been a long time.
Yeah, because it's either you start living your life again, or you have to wait until next spring when the vaccines become widespread. Next spring at
Yep.
the earliest.
And so many of my resolutions for the year just got fucked up by this COVID thing.
Were you gonna lose weight and see friends more?
Seeing friends more was a big part of it. The losing weight thing, like, I've already reached my goal. I'm good on that. I hit that resolution. Ding ding. But yeah, the like saying yes to things, actually going and hanging out with people and trying to be social, like that really got kicked to shit.
Yeah, I can't believe that the opportunities that I wasted before I realized those opportunities could fucking disappear, like seeing my family.
Right?
I've also been thinking about how useless I am at working day jobs and how much I'd need to make people laugh. And I was like, if stand-up comedy comes back, that might be something that I finally like jump off the bridge and fucking do.
Hell
And
yeah.
start
That'd be
getting on
dope.
the internet more. Trying to build a business outside of a day job because I'm not good at clocking in, but I'm good at generating value. And I should be a business owner, not a business worker.
Yeah, I saw this super corny thing on Instagram, but I also really liked it, and it said, like, everything you want is on the other side of fear, and I'm like, you know what? That actually kind of hits the spot, even though it's corny as shit. I like it.
I'd rather be horny as shit than corny as shit.
I mean, that's fair.
Corny stuff didn't
But
bother
it's kind
me
of true,
before
because
the internet.
there's so many things where I'm just like, you know, it is kind of like, but if it doesn't work out, then it's going to suck, so I'm just not going to do it.
No, just go out there and fucking do it. Just fail. Just fuck up. Just fail. Just what's the worst part of failing? Did you die?
Well, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
I
if you're
failed
gonna
at
die,
jumping out of an airplane. Damn it.
yeah, if you're gonna die, maybe consider it carefully. But if you're not gonna die, just go. Just go. Do it
Yeah.
anonymously. You don't have to fail in public. I mean, if I go to a comedy club and I fail on stage, open mic night, there's only like a 10% chance someone there's gonna know who I am.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, when I fail in public, it's gonna be fine.
Yep. So, other game stuff. Anything else that you played or whatever?
I'm still playing Tom Clancy's Division 2, even though it's an always online game that I play as a single player, and there's always server maintenance, which feels like I'm being robbed of my time. I'm beating Ghost of Tsushima again because Tom Clancy's Division 2 is pissing me off. I've beaten Mega Man 2, 3, 4, 9, and 10 like 5 times now. I'm
Oh my god.
kind of going insane. Now, Blasphemous was the only new addition to the gaming. I'm kind of too poor to buy a game right now. I'm still out of Elite Smash. I'm sorry, family. I just haven't really been able to. I haven't been at John's much. I haven't been able to grind out Smash. I don't own a Switch.
Well, that's fair. Neither do I.
I'll probably go through Keegan's game catalog and try to find something new to play just so I can have something to talk about on the podcast.
Yeah. By the time I get a Switch, it'll be like how it is with every game system that I get. Like, I got a Wii U right when the Switch came out, so it's like, haha, here's the last thing that's going on the Wii U, and now I'm moving on. And then I got a 3DS, and they just discontinued that as well. And then I'll get a Switch whenever Switch 2 comes out or whatever.
They have been talking about it. PS5 is coming out,
Yeah,
which is crazy.
but PS4 was just kind of a disappointment to me.
What?
Like, it had like a couple really great like games that are exclusive to the PlayStation, but everything else is like, I'll get it on PC. I don't need a PlayStation for that.
Yeah, it had God of War 4 and Spider-Man and Ghost of Tsushima and
That's what I'm saying. Like, it had a few really good games on it, but it's not enough for me to like just.
Red
I don't
Dead
want to get a
Redemption
whole system
2.
just for that.
Dude, my dog is named Arthur Morgan. That's how good Red Dead Redemption 2 was.
Okay.
I named a fucking dog.
Like, I'm not
after
saying
it.
it's bad. I'm just saying that there's not enough for me to want to do that.
That's
It's
fair.
not enough that I would be interested in.
I would not purchase
Especially because they're
PlayStation.
all $60+ games.
That's true, and I didn't buy any of those.
That's true. You've been suckling off of John's teat over
John
there
and Keegan.
with the games.
Yeah. They bought an extra PS4 so that we could Borderlands better, and we don't even play Borderlands anymore. And I just play the games that are on Keegan's account, and sometimes John buys games to watch people play them, and I'm always over there smoking. So, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I haven't bought. I say all
Because
this.
John wants live Let's Plays in front of him.
That's the difference between rich people and poor people. Is some of us go
Right.
watch Markiplier.
Poor people watch Let's Plays on YouTube.
Yeah, some people watch Markiplier try not to cuss, and then John's like, "Who's someone who cusses a lot, and I can get live in this house."
Yes.
Let's just keep pumping Jeff and Eddie full of alcohol and tobacco, and we'll
Don't play forever.
say all these cool
Play,
games.
my monkeys, play. That's funny.
Dude, if we got universal basic income, we would still make less than John makes now, by a long shot.
I probably.
Well, it'd be 12.
I don't know what. Wait,
UBI.
he's working at the. Do what?
Oh, yeah. John's working at the Turnpike.
Yeah. So doing what though?
Network specialist and web development.
Okay, so yeah, he definitely makes more money then.
Yeah, they're a 2-income household too, so he makes like 90 and Audrey makes about what we make as a teacher. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Madness.
we make 36, 37. If we got UBI, it'd only be an extra 12,000 a year. We'd still barely make what a postal worker makes.
Yeah, but then I could replace my computer and do what I want.
Yeah, an extra $1,000 a month would be fucking killer. The people who are against it say that $1,000 a month isn't that much, is what's crazy. Those people are so rich that they feel like $1,000 a month is meaningless to most people, and that's barely more than minimum wage. Or it's barely less than minimum wage. Minimum wage is only $13,000 a year, I think. Let me see. There's 2,080 hours in a 40-hour work year. Which I just know that figure off the top of my head. Fuck's my calculator? There we go. 725 times 2080. $15,080. UBI would give everybody $12,000.
Yeah, I made about $12,000 a year when I was working at Walmart, which I didn't have a full 40 hours because they didn't want to give benefits, of course. So I was working like about 30 hours a week.
$12,000.
And that was $8.55 an hour.
If you spread it across full-time work hours, $12,000 is a $5.77 raise.
Oh, so about what I made when I was working at Little Caesars back in 2007.
Yep. Minimum wage in 2007. You would get an additional minimum wage in 2007.
Yeah, I was making $5.25 at that point. Madness.
Yeah, and that's a life-changing amount of money, unless you're rich and then you don't notice it.
Yeah, which they don't notice shit. They live in a different world than we do.
Such a different world. Such a different world that $1,000 a month wouldn't change anything in your life.
Yeah.
$1,000 would pull me out of debt.
Yeah, with what I'm doing, like I'm trying to save $200 a month, and then I have like an extra $100 a month to maybe do whatever I want with at this point, and everything else just goes to bills.
Any of that $100 a month going to Hulu yet?
It will be in 3 days when I get paid. 4 days when I get paid.
You're a whore.
I don't have money right now, Jeff.
Me either.
4 days.
I think I've got like 25
anyways.
bucks for the next 4 days.
Do what?
I think I have like 25 bucks for the next 4 days. Let me see here.
Yeah.
20. Ooh. There's a bunch of ones in here. What the fuck?
I have negative money.
Oh, I'm negative for $360, but my bank has disabled, or they haven't disabled my overdraft. They've reduced my overdraft because I've been living in overdraft so long. They're like, hey, bud, you've got a problem. You're going to have to do this less. I know we're making a ton of money off overdraft fees, but it kind of seems like you're drowning in a hole and you need to correct yourself.
You're making us sad, Jeff. Fix your shit.
I'm making my bank so sad. they're cutting me off.
It's like we feel bad about taking all this money from you. And we're a bank.
I have $31 until payday. And my money smells like insecticide. That's weird. Probably shouldn't touch my face.
I have a little bit of money, but I'm spending it all tomorrow.
Doing what? Stripper sex?
Eating ice cream and pizza and playing Pokemon and laying around and being lazy as shit because tomorrow's my birthday. So.
Is tomorrow the 27th?
Hell yeah.
What the fuck? Happy birthday. I was gonna completely forget your fucking birthday.
Oh, well. Well, that's why I reminded you, Jeff. Tomorrow's my birthday. So that's where my money's going. But,
This will be the first year in a while I'm not going to be able to give you Jaeger and drumsticks.
yeah, it's okay. It's been one of those years. It's all good. As far as games go, I've decided to try all the Pokemon games in a Nuzlocke. So that'll be fun.
What's a Nuzlocke?
It's a set of rules that you put that how you play the game, and it's like the only Pokemon you're allowed to catch is the first one that you encounter on each route, and you have to catch that. And if any of your Pokemon faint, they die, and you can't use them anymore. And if you're beaten in like a battle or whatever, you lose. And then you have to start all over. So I'm starting Pokemon Yellow tomorrow to do that.
I have seen this. I did not watch the whole thing, but I've definitely heard about people doing this.
Yeah, there's some crazy strategy to that shit. Like, it's pretty mind blowing when they're like, "All right, so we're gonna do all these equations to figure out if this will kill him or not." You know, it's pretty nuts.
Dude, that
sounds like fun.
There was an autistic kid in high school who knew that shit. And he tried to talk to me about Pokemon strategy, and that was the first time I had ever heard anybody say the words Pokemon and strategy that close together.
Right?
What do you mean?
It's not something you think about, but it's crazy.
How does this kid know RNG stats about the Elite Four or the ideal party to fight the Elite Four? Who fucking talks about this? I loved Shroomish, so I got a Breloom, and I carried my Breloom to the end of the game.
Hey man, Breloom's a really good Pokemon.
Oh yeah, they're fucking stout. I was excited to get one in Pokemon Go, but they're not that strong in Pokemon Go.
Hell yeah.
They've got all them spores, son.
That's the playing that I'm gonna do.
That's a good grass type. I love Breloom.
Yeah.
You got any of these Mega Evolutions?
Yeah, Mega Evolutions.
Did you get any?
Beedrill, first one. My shiny green Mega Beedrill is super dope.
I don't know if I completed that quest. I haven't done any Mega Evolutions yet. I've been getting Mega Evolution-y bits from these daily quests.
Me too.
But my phone is shut off.
I haven't really done a lot of them, though.
I haven't paid my phone bill in a couple of months, so my phone's shut off, so I can't go out in the world to play Pokemon Go. I have to play Pokemon Go from Wi-Fi. There's a Snorlax here.
Yeah, they've been dropping all kinds of stuff recently where it's like, all right, I got 2 Hariyama and Arbok. Like, lots of fully evolved Pokemon just in Pokemon Go hanging out. Like, I caught a Snorlax, I've caught a couple of Laprases. Fucking Aerodactyl just hanging out. Like, it's weird.
I have been seeing some Safari type Pokemon lately. I have not run into an Aerodactyl. I have an Aerodactyl. I have a couple Aerodactyls, I think. Nope, I deleted the other one. What's the stats on this Dactyl? I have a Dactyl that's 3 stars, but the defense bar is 2. And it's in some change, and then the attack and HP are maxed out. But it's only got 1218 CP. It's not
If you want to catch a Venusaur right now, take a picture of your buddy and it'll pop up right next to you.
Take a picture of my buddy?
Yeah, your Pokemon buddy thing.
I'm good.
And then Mega Venusaur will pop up in the picture, and it'll pop up next to you. Not Mega Venusaur, but in the picture it's Mega, but normal ass Venusaur pop up next to you.
I've got a Venusaur that are almost exactly the same stats as the Aerodactyl. I've also got 174 Bulba candies, so I could get another Venusaur if I get a Bulbasaur.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish they would put out more new shit. Like, the megas are cool. I mean, they still only have, like, the first 5 at this point. But, whatever.
I don't have a Weedle. Oh, I have a Kakuna, though. Oh, I have a strong Kakuna. And 110 Weedle candies.
Well, there you go.
I have 170 Beedrill Mega candies. I don't know how many it takes. Let me get pop up.
I think the first time you do it, it costs 200.
Well, that's
And then after that, it's only 20.
Really?
Yeah. The first time you Mega Evolve them, it costs like 200, and then after that, it's lower.
Oh, this one's only 100. Here we go. Mega Evolution lasts for 12 hours?
Yep.
That's fucking stupid. So I'm supposed to get... so the first time I Mega Evolved this Charizard, I'm supposed to get 200 dumb fucking candies, and then I have to keep getting candies?
Yep. But you can get them, like, in really simple ways. Like, they pop up everywhere.
I'm going to post this Mega Beedrill and not for Puss Puss, Hurt Puss Puss, because it looks very sexually aggressive, but also dangerous.
This is true. But
Yeah.
he is one of the cooler Megas, because there's
It
some
is.
out there that aren't that cool.
Dude, it is lunging around cockily, like his big stinger. his,
Lunging around cockily.
his big stinger is very cockish. It doesn't look
It's
like
true.
a penis, but he's just glaring at you with those anime eyebrows. He's just like, yeah.
I mean, that's why he's referred to as Big Dick B.
This is
Well,
problematic.
people that don't know his name call him Big Dick B.
This is problematic, and I'm going to cancel it.
Cancel Mega B Drill.
That's going to be the name of the next group, next Facebook group. I'm going to make this is problematic, and I'm canceling it.
Oh my god, that would be so funny. I would join that group. Be one of the few Facebook groups that I've joined.
Let it be self-aware. Did you join? Did you join a group where you can only respond using Facebook suggested comments?
I did not.
That group.
What was that other one that you sent me?
I've sent you. Well, I tagged you. Hurt Puss Puss. Not for Puss Puss. Hurt Puss
That
Puss.
one. What the fuck's it called? I clicked the thing to join, and am waiting for a response, I guess.
The admin got put in Facebook jail.
Oh.
She
okay.
got canceled.
Well, damn.
The other one that I've been talking about is Breasting Boobily, and that's a great group. Angry Reacts
like
to
the sound
Corn
of that
is great. Anyway, there's big controversy in the you can only respond using suggested Facebook comments. So it started as people posting whatever the fuck, and then you use the suggested comments, which is always like happy anniversary, you're a lovely couple, sweet picture, pizza, good job, buddy. It's the algorithm has been evolving with the group. We started at 2,000 members the last time that we podcast, and the group is now approaching 30,000 members.
Holy shit.
Right. So some people started naturally. You get that many people, and some of the people who join are cocksucking liars, and they're breaking the fucking rules. And Facebook did not give them that comment, and it's very upsetting. And you can't call them out on it because you can only reply to things using the fucking suggested comments. So you're trying to call this person a liar, and you reply to their comment, and you're just like, "Thank you, happy birthday, nice dog." And this you can't get anything done. So I take the back door and I start posting actual posts, and I'm like, everybody who posts full beard is a liar. And people start commenting on that. I get like 400 comments in 5 minutes, and they're all just like, "You're a sweet couple, darling picture, cool baby, great job."
Ridiculous. ridiculous.
And then people start posting their screenshots of getting full beard, and that's been the group's goal now, is spamming comments and making posts until everybody has unlocked full beard from the algorithm. I've unlocked the spirituals. Sometimes it'll give me a whole set that just says amen, 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 hallelujah, one amen with 3 exclamation marks, go with God, shit like that. I think my favorite one that's been unlocked, even though nobody has done any equestrian posted, equestrian, right? Nobody's posted a goddamn picture of a fucking horse, and there's still, the Facebook algorithm has served up to some people, what a wonderful horse, or that's a beautiful horse. And that's been, what a wonderful horse is my white whale. I've been posting pictures of my beard in this group, trying to unlock full beard, but just getting what a wonderful horse would make my fucking day. John allegedly...
Yeah.
John joined the group after seeing me scroll on my phone, spamming comments for an hour to see if he could unlock full beard, and I swear to God, this son of a bitch typed in full beard. John's got dumb asshole luck, but I don't believe that he was on that group for 15 minutes and unlocked full beard. I just don't believe it. Yeah.
All right.
So my suggested comments right now are beautiful bird, fascinating, pizza, sweet dog, beautiful puppy, and beautiful cat. I'm going to drop a beautiful puppy. This post is finally got beautiful bird. Spam until you get what you want. Full beard. What a beautiful horse. The toes with an exclamation mark? That doesn't exist. Or nice stash. So I know nobody is getting the toes. I've already posted recently that beans is a myth. Nobody's getting beans. A lot of people get pancake, sushi, or just the word food, but nobody's really getting beans. People are typing beans. They're fucking liars. So I'm definitely I'm going to have to post the toes as a myth. It's my favorite thing to do. If someone's getting something I'm not getting, I'm just like, they're liars. They're liars and whores. And then people start commenting, Darlie baby and sushi. It's fun. I love this group so much. It's got such a simple premise. There's no fucking racists in here. Nothing bad is happening. It doesn't mention the coronavirus. It's just people saying nonsense and getting back nonsense.
Nice.
Yeah, it's number one group for me right now. I've stopped going to the left book feminist places that have funny premises. I haven't even seen a breasting boobly post in a little while. I just love doing the suggested comments and angry reacting to corn. I'll still make time to angry react to corn.
I cannot hear you if you are talking.
Make comments that say things like corn is violence or fund the foster care system anytime that someone posts a picture of a kid holding corn. You still there?
What is
that? Hey, slut, you still there?
Fucking Discord. Hello?
You still there?
Hello? Are you there?
I just came back. Yeah, I had to disconnect and come back.
Okay.
Anyway, I've been going back to my corn place and commenting fun foster care anytime somebody posts a picture of a kid with corn.
Nice.
That's been most of my Facebooking. Suggested comments and angry reacting to corn. I've kind of dulled down on the rest of the shit.
Yeah. I definitely don't spend enough time on Facebook.
Well, you're not.
But it is scary.
You're not in enough cool ass groups. You go to Facebook and you see what your friends and family think. I don't. I see people commenting nice toes and pictures of corn.
Yeah. You talk about how weird the porn stuff is. Porn comments and stuff. It's just not really a thing I'm focused on when I'm watching porn. It's not something I'm focused on.
No, angry reaction to corn, the vegetable.
Oh, corn.
Have you thought I've been saying porn for 3 podcasts?
No, I know what you're talking. No, I know
Oh.
you've mentioned the corn thing before. But you've also mentioned porn before. So
When I see children holding corn in that Facebook group, I comment fund the foster care system. If I saw
Gotcha.
people posting
Okay.
child porn in a Facebook group, I would report them.
Well, that's good. It's good to know.
There are very few times that I'll tag an admin, but if someone's posting child porn, I promise I'm acting.
Yeah, I misunderstood that whole last bit because it's been all choppy.
Yeah, your noise gate seems up, and my guess my shit was disconnecting. Yeah, Discord doesn't seem to like me multitasking too much. I'm gonna have to pay my fucking phone bill.
Yeah, Discord's kind of a pain in the ass.
How is Discord a pain in the ass? We jumped on a server and now we're on a call.
No, I know that's cool, but like, you know, there's been issues before.
Yeah.
Don't act
yeah.
like there ain't been issues.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to join Discord to talk to a person recently. One of Nate and John's Dungeons and Dragons buddies, she's like, we're friends, right? We can be friends. Join me on Discord. So I added her on Discord so we could DM slide. That was weird.
That is weird.
Yeah.
I think she wants you.
She wanted me to watch her stream, which is just a stream of them playing D&D. And I was just like, I see Nate and John all the time. I don't need to watch them play Dungeons and Dragons. But it actually turns out to be pretty fun to watch your friends play Dungeons and Dragons. So I did for a little bit.
Yeah. There's some D&D stuff that I watch/listen to, but it's got to be edited, man, and it can't be this fucking 5-hour shit either.
I'll do it. If there's nothing else going. I listen to obnoxious hours of podcasts. Might as well watch my friends play D&D.
Yeah, I only do that shit when I'm driving or at work. And like I did like the first 20 episodes of Critical Role at work, but they're so fucking long, and you're dealing with all the stuff that I dislike about D&D, where it's like, okay, pause for a second, we have to talk about some rules now. Where it's like, wait, isn't this a thing? Yeah, I think that is a thing. All right, so let's, it's like...
That's part of the game. You have to learn to love it.
It is. I don't.
You do. I've told you to do it. You have to do it.
Well, you're not my mom. And even if you were, we're having issues right now. So, have you watched anything recently?
Season 3 of Archer is out, sort of. Season 3 of Archer is happening, but they're doing weekly releases, I guess because it still appears on the real television as well.
Archer's only on season 3?
No, sorry, episode 3 just came out. My bad. Season 11 of Archer.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, what? I swear I bought a season of this for my brother that was not 1 or 2.
Season 11, the one where he's finally out of a coma, so they're not doing crazy. For like 3 or 4 seasons, Archer was nothing but side storylines. Like once they lost their spy agency, they were cocaine runners, and then they were a private They were like a private detective agency. And then Archer got shot and got put in a coma. And once he got put in a coma, he timed, like, there was all sorts of crazy time travel stuff. There was a season where they were just in space. There was a season where they were just in World War II on an island, being exotic, whatever the fucks. Yeah, the Archer, anyway, he's finally out of a coma. And they're back to doing normal Archer shit. But because Archer is also an FX TV program, they're only releasing new episodes on Thursdays, even though on Hulu you can see the entire season list of episodes with a thumbnail. It's just sitting there locked. Like,
Yep.
they're flipping a switch and turning it on, and all of a sudden I understand why people are review bombing The Boys. What the fuck, dude? Like, this is so annoying.
Yeah, I remember when I was watching Legion as it was airing, Hulu and FX did not get along very well until Disney bought Fox, and now at least they're putting them up as they air. because for a lot of it, for the FX stuff, they would do like the first season, they would do it as it aired, and then after that, it would be like, now you gotta wait for the whole season to air.
That's so stupid.
It was madness.
So FX is on Disney Plus?
No, FX is on Hulu, but Disney bought Fox, and so now they own 66% of Hulu. So then they changed it up.
That's so nuts.
Yep.
Disney needs to be fucking stopped.
Yeah, that needed to happen before the Fox thing. And now we got other stuff where there are some laws back in the day, like the fucking Paramount something. But there was some laws that were put in place that made it so that they couldn't be like monopolies, where like studios couldn't have their own theater chains, and now they're reversing that.
You can't have production and distribution. You can't.
Exactly. But now, because of the streaming shit and all that, and a lot of these companies weren't around when those were made, they're using it as the loophole to just have the whole thing reversed. And it's like, I fucking love movies and the entertainment shit, but this is some shady shit and I don't want it to happen.
Yeah, you're unlocking monopolies.
Yeah, and they've already... They set back with the whole fucking net neutrality thing as well. It's like, stuff that was put in place to make everything better is now being reversed, and it's like, man, this is a fucking slippery slope.
I was, as I've described recently, watching Venture Brothers again. I have completed all 7 seasons. But in the first season, there's a super villain. You don't know he's a villain at first. He's Walt Brisby. He's the inventor of the Brisby Bee cartoon. And he runs...
Nice.
Yes. And they have to go to Brisby Land for a mission because Walt Brisby wants to meet Dr. Venture. Turns out he wants to be cloned, and Dr. Venture knows how to clone people because his kids are clones. They die all the time. It's kind of funny.
Okay.
But yeah, Walt Brisby winds up on this giant megalomaniac rant, take over the world bullshit. He's like, do you understand? I invented a cartoon fucking bee 60 years ago, and I own half of the planet.
It's true. It's like the fucking epic rap battles of history thing when they had Walt Disney on there. It was just like so true. Where it's just like, dude, 3 circles, I dominate the planet, like straight up.
This Walt Brisby was trying to build a secret society in a giant beehive, but also he made a fucking cartoon bee and owns half of the planet.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
And that's real life. That's Walt Disney for all the people who were too stupid to understand what we're talking about. Walt Disney made a mouse. And he fucking owns everything and hates the Jews.
Yep. There was some problems with that guy.
Yeah, the sound of color, you fucking racist bastard.
Yeah. So, I only watched one thing, and I only watched it a few hours ago.
Was it something
That
I've
was,
suggested?
Yes. No, it wasn't.
Bitch. Okay.
Because I don't have Hulu. What else have you told me to watch?
Hulu's been kicking ass lately. I haven't needed to leave Hulu for anything. What did you watch?
I watched Psycho for the first time. 1960s Psycho.
Was it boring?
The first half hour was confusing, and I thought I was watching the wrong movie. Have you seen it?
No.
Alright. It is really long to start with, and it has the issue that so many movies have from back in the day, where there wasn't a lot of like...
Hour.
What?
I think I did actually watch Psycho now that I think about it. It does take them a long time to like get into the home or whatever. I interrupted you. Continue.
Yeah, like it has the problem that lots of movies have back in the day where it's like there's not a lot of understanding that they can do shortcuts when it comes to a lot of things. So it's like, let's watch this lady pack her suitcase and double check everything for like 4 minutes. where nothing happens.
Nope, she's opened
like-
the suitcase and she's closed the suitcase. We can do anything in between those 2 points.
Yeah. And she had to double check everything. And it's like, all right, cool. And then, the cleaning up of a bathroom happens in this movie. And it just does the whole fucking thing. It's like, we get the point. He's cleaning up the mess, all right? Come on now.
We would handle that.
But whenever
two
we
ways.
actually...
No, go ahead.
Do what?
No, we would handle that.
But
in
whenever
one
we
time.
actually...
You first.
Whenever we actually get to the motel and everything, like, it's a fucking amazing movie. It's so good. Like, I was surprised because, like, the first half hour I was just like, this is kind of, like, it feels pointless. This whole beginning part feels pointless. But, whenever we finally get Norman in there, and that dude is, like, charming as hell. And we finally get into it, and it's like, all right, I like this. This is great. Good movie. What were you saying?
Well, the first 30 minutes are definitely to build suspense, so you can hear creepy music. But also, we would clean a bathroom in one of two ways now. Either that would be a smash cut, or we would do Breaking Bad shots.
Yeah.
And it would still only take a minute.
Yeah. Which some of the editing is kind of weird because, like, the shower scene to cut out the violence and the nudity. Like, the shots are so fucking weird. Like, a whole lot of jump cuts.
That's
which
the
is
famous
kind
sequence.
of off-putting. I know, it is. But it's so... I've never seen the whole thing, all together. I've seen plenty of parodies and small clips of it and stuff. But it's edited so weird because they have to not show the nudity and they have to not show any actual, like, wounds or anything.
So was it
Which,
effective,
it's a
or does it
rated
look
R
like
film.
they're trying to look away from shit?
It really looks like they're trying to look away from shit. There's lots of stuff where it's like, we're intentionally keeping her body out of the shot. So that kind of, like, is a little off-putting, but it didn't hurt it too bad or anything.
There's a sex scene in Scandalous Tales. It's the female three-way, and we shot it. So shooting a dude sex scene was way more fun than shooting a female sex scene because the dudes get drunk and nobody's really that scared of dicks. No one has to touch it, and it's just like everyone's super chill. No one's raping anybody.
Yeah.
And it's just like, hey, dick's out, like whatever. Quez kept showing me his butthole. It was like we had a fun time. It was frankly it's frankly one of the
It
most.
doesn't sound like my fun time, but sure.
No, mentally I think about doing that again, and it was a nightmare. But at the time, it was just so fucking hysterical. But we go to shoot the female sex scene, and it's like everyone's like, I want as few people in there as possible. The director's a lesbian, so she's kind of got a creepy male energy about these women getting undressed. One of the girls got naked in season 1 and doesn't want to get naked anymore because a casting agent told her that she can't sell her body if she's giving it away for free. Like, one girl is just like, it's her first time trying to do something like that. And the third girl with the fake tits and the wig was just like, she was getting everything off. Like, no one even said, we're ready to start the scene. She just like, we're shooting in here, and she just walks in and starts stripping. But everyone was so scared to take anything off, and we couldn't get any shots. And then eventually we got some stuff off, and it was kind of comfortable. The only thing that we really saw that was graphic nudity was they had a 9-inch black dildo that was a strap-on. And the girl with the wig put it on, and she crawled onto the bed, and I got this hilarious shot of the dildo dragging the sheet behind her.
Oh.
Yeah, but Mia had to edit
And that's
that
in
scene.
that's in the video, right?
Yes, the sheet dragging is in the episode of Scandalous Tales. It's this chick crawling across the bed with a 9-inch strap on.
That's hilarious.
It's like the size, it's as thick as a Coke can. This is crazy giant black cock. Anyway, Mia had to edit that. And we can't show nudity on YouTube, so even though we barely had any clothes off at any point during the shoot, like there was that's still like she couldn't just do a straight up cut. She had to make it a music video style thing and overlay it with effects and then cut in weird places to avoid showing nipples, even though like it was hard to shoot because it's like we can't just show that these people are wearing bras and panties, and we need a couple of shots where they're clearly at least not wearing a bra, at least one of them, just to make this a believable sex scene. And it was impossible to avoid like showing that these women are clothed, but one of them has a ridiculous cock, and then and then Mia had to edit what little nudity was in it, and that scene wound up being such a piece of shit. That scene sucks. The dude sex scene is weirdly effective, even though like when we were viewing it, there was no way that in any of our minds there was no way that scene wasn't going to be fucking hilarious. But that actually wound up being the only effective. That wound up being both the most fun to shoot and the most effective sex scene. The girl sex scene was a failure back to front. Anyway, back to how they edited Psycho. Yeah, you can really tell when you're trying to avoid looking at something in an edit. And back then they were not going to make a music video style sequence to cover up that they can't show tits.
There is one shot that makes me think of like a music video thing. It's like the final shot of the movie where you see Norman sitting there and there's the whole like his mother's voice or whatever going on talking about how everything went down essentially, and they do this fade, and then like you see like for like the split second you see like his mother's like corpse face like over his, and it was like, whoa, all right,
I've seen that sequence.
That's pretty good.
That's the other famous sequence in Psycho. And that was
it's
creepy.
The final thing in the movie.
I've
never seen until now, and I'm like, hell yeah! Now I'm gonna watch 1998 Psycho.
The Vince Vaughn Psycho.
Fucking Vince Vaughn, Vince Vaughn, Gus Van Sant, and Haitia's butthole. Yeah.
Classic Kevin Smith fodder. The 1998 Psycho.
But I'm like, should I watch Psycho 2 and 3 before I watch the remake? I don't know.
They should put that on the DVD box if those exist anymore. Classic Kevin Smith reference, the 1998 Psycho.
Yes.
Really demean the value of a lot of people's really hard work. I don't care.
Yeah, but I mean, the Dead Meat podcast, they did an episode about the Psycho remake, and they talk about Anne Heche's butthole in depth as well. They're just like, they just linger on it. It's just in the shot for
There's a famous
forever.
Person's butthole.
It's just, there it is. Well, it's like a shot from above of her hanging over the bathtub, and it's just her asshole right there.
You can still
for
see
a long time.
So if you could see her butthole, it's a shot-for-shot remake, but you can see Anne Heche's butthole, and you couldn't see the original girl's butthole?
Nope.
So
it's mostly a shot-for-shot remake. There's some changes. Like, it's actually 5 minutes shorter than the original.
I was about to say, Anne Heche's butthole must be a real, like, high hitter, like, to be that visible all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I still haven't seen it, so...
The audience wants to know what that pickaxe sound is. I'm dropping ice cubes in my canteen, and I just don't care what happens to the audio today. I was also wondering what
that was. Like you chopping something over there?
No, I'm putting ice in a metal can.
Okay.
I have one of those giant 64-ounce towel, copper-insulated bullshit water bottles.
Nice. I also have one or many of those.
Yeah, they really do keep ice for a long fucking time.
Yeah, I use it for coffee, to keep my coffee hot all day. And then I drink 40 ounces of coffee throughout the day.
I have the 32-ounce cup. That holds 32 ounces of coffee, and that seems like fucking plenty.
Yeah. I've actually really cut back on my coffee recently. Just haven't felt the need for it.
Me either, especially once drainage season started setting in. Being hungover with drainage makes you feel like you need coffee, but then cutting back drinking and just having drainage, you're like, this coffee is too much. I want water to feel good again.
Yeah, if you got drainage, all you gotta do is snort some paprika. You're good.
Well, I had a bunch of paprika, and then I just had to snort it down. This is gonna be the well. This won't be the worst audio episode because I actually have all my fans turned off this time. But there's some stuff that you just can't clean out that I've done today. I'm cooking, getting water, playing with the dog, eating. That's not noise. That's sound. You can't I can't clean that out. This is gonna be a bad episode. Hello, Arthur. You want to come sniff the microphone again? Come here, boy. Ah, I love you so much. You're such a dumb piece of shit.
So what about music, my boy?
I feel like I did something. Oh, I did. I went back to lo-fi hip-hop for a while just because I couldn't pick a record, but I found the silence to be bothersome.
Yeah.
I also did the Donkey Kong Country 2 soundtrack because Donkey Kong music is dope. Donkey Kong 2's soundtrack is overrated because it has Sticker Bush Symphony on it. But I also found that what I prefer to do is just go listen to Sticker Bush Symphony and not the rest of the Donkey Kong 2 soundtrack. Donkey Kong 1, in fact, has the better soundtrack. It's got everything on it but Sticker Bush Symphony. Yeah, that's all that anybody needs to know about Donkey Kong. 3's got a good soundtrack. 2 is a dog shit soundtrack, but it has Sticker Bush Symphony, and that's probably the best Donkey Kong song ever written. But Donkey Kong Chill, I don't think it's called Donkey Kong and Chill. There's other places on the internet that have been assembling Zelda. Well, one they've been doing Donkey Kong music, and then putting lo-fi elements over it, like the vinyl crackle or the rain. There's also people doing Zelda music and chill, that are doing.
Yeah, I've listened to some of the Zelda ones.
Those are pretty good. I like those.
Yeah, I mean Zelda music is fucking excellent. Like, Nintendo has great music.
Yeah, Koji Kondo's a bad motherfucker. Even though Andrew Weiss actually wrote most of the Donkey Kong music, but Koji Kondo does most of the Nintendo music, particularly the Zelda and Mario franchise music, which Mario soundtracks suck.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Mario soundtrack either, but Zelda's like number 1, Donkey Kong's number 2, and Kirby's number 3 for me.
Yeah, Metroid soundtrack, fucking great ambient music. It's got a sci-fi lean.
Yeah, I've listened to some of that as well. Because you said that it was good, and I listened to some of it.
I like to do the Metroid Fusion and Metroid Prime.
Yeah, I didn't play a whole lot of Metroid, so I don't have like the familiarity or like the nostalgia for it. So I don't go back to it as much as Zelda or Donkey Kong or Kirby, but it's got some good stuff.
Did you do any Bit Brigade other than the Zelda one?
I have not.
It's really all you need, frankly. Their Zelda performance was pretty lit.
Yeah. I should look into what else they've done.
Their
I'm
Mega
gonna write
Man
that down
performance
to
is
remind
fucking
myself.
dope. Do their Mega Man 2 at MagFest.
All right.
Yeah. They don't have they have a lot of videos up. I don't know, they do more games than you'll ever see because like the only ones that you can see on YouTube are somebody was recording live. So they've got one where they do Castlevania and Contra in the same video because it only takes Noah 30 or 40 minutes to beat Castlevania. Or it takes him 25 minutes to beat Castlevania and it takes him 30 minutes to beat Contra, which is nuts. That just seeing somebody beat Contra without the Konami code is nuts. I've beaten Contra with the Konami code twice, and it was as an adult, and it took me a while to do it. But yeah, I haven't listened. I feel like I listened to a record recently. Oh yeah, Jeff Rosenstock has new music out. It's not no dream. He has gone and he owns the record label Quote Unquote Records, which was the first ever donation-based label. He started in the early 2000s. And he's just dumping shit that he's doing during quarantine on there. He's got 4 new tracks called Dump 2020 is the name of the it's not necessarily an album. I guess it's just a web page with the songs on it. It features a lot of Laura Stevenson, and the guy from Skatoon Network sings on a couple of tracks.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The guy from Skatoon Network has been showing up in my feed of news recently because he did a ska show on Zoom with a bunch of people, and people are like looking at him. The article was called Why Ska is Back and Who's Doing It, and it's just like all about the Skatoon Network guy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's picking up. I'm super excited. It's cool that he's working with Jeff Rosenstock, and I would like to see more of their collaborations. Now, I listened to those 4 songs, and I didn't care for any of them, and I didn't hear him, but it's there.
All right.
That's it. That was the only.
Yeah, I know he did a. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I know he did a show with Real Big Fish where he played trumpet or whatever.
Real Big Fish is a dad band.
Real Big Fish is great. Doesn't matter if they're a dad band. We are dad age.
Yeah, but I'm going to go listen to an old Cars record and not Big Fish. When I'm ready to listen to ska, I listen to Arrogant Sons of Bitches, which is a real ska punk band.
I mean, that's fine, but I love Real Big Fish. I think they're great.
I like medium-sized
And their
fish.
guitarist is fucking amazing. Like, he can shred like crazy, man.
I'm into that.
Yeah. They're just a little more poppier than, like, what you're selling.
I like my ska to be ska
Arrogant
punk.
Sons of Bitches.
And
I get you.
I like the punk up front.
They just lean a little more reggae, a little more radio-friendly pop punk than Arrogant Sons of Bitches. I mean, you can tell by the name.
Yeah. Yeah, I prefer my
It's
fish
like
to
the
be
fuck
fresh.
off and dies.
Yeah. See, like, ska's got those 3 directions it can pull. Reggae, big band, or punk. And I like punk and big bands a lot more than I like any reggae.
I get you.
Yeah. If I listen to anything else, I don't fucking remember what it was. I think I've just been coasting on podcasts and usual shit.
Okay. I have listened to mostly the same shit I've talked about. Eskimo Callboy, Ice Nine Kills, Bring Me the Horizon. You know, that's kind of the shit that I've been on recently. Beartooth. They have a really good album that I know of. I haven't really checked out any more of their stuff. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
Nope.
Okay, they are a hardcore band. Very fast, very aggressive, with more melodic choruses in a lot of cases, but not all. They're really good. I like them. They have songs that are about kind of like, I don't know, more uplifting stuff, I guess, kind of, sort of. Like, you know, dealing with, like, alcoholism and abuse and shit like that. But they're pretty good. The album is called Disgusting. It's from 2014. That was very good. So there's that.
I listened to a Chumped record, but I don't remember anything. That's a female-led melodic pop punk band, but I don't remember anything about it.
Sorry, you broke up there at the end.
Oh, I listened to a record from the band Chumped, which is a female melodic pop punk band, but I don't really remember anything about it, other than it was okay.
Okay. Have you ever listened to The Fuck Off and Dies?
No.
You should look them up. I think you would really like them. They're like classic pop punk, very aggressive, kind of the stuff that you've been talking about a lot. It's the singer for Story of the Year, which you know who they are. But it's like straight punk. Like the songs are like a minute long, like very fast, old school punk shit. And I think you'd really like it.
I could do that, and then I'll do a Streetlight Manifesto. Just catch up on some shit.
Hell yeah, there you go. Ben Folds came out with a song a couple months ago that I really like. It's called 2020. And it's about how 2020 seems to be trying to stuff every year into it. You know, all the bad years at least. It's pretty good, pretty funny, and also depressing at the same time. But Ben Folds is great. Anybody that hasn't listened to him should go do that because he's excellent.
Nah. You could Ben fold your laundry instead. Being fold and gay.
You can, but if you want great music while you're folding your laundry, then you can listen to Ben Folds.
Ben Fold.
Every album I've heard by him is excellent 100% of the way through. One of the best artists doing anything today.
Gosh, why don't you marry him?
Because he gets a lot of divorces, alright? I want it to be forever.
Just wait till he gains weight and then slip in.
He'll never gain weight. He can't gain weight. It's not allowed. The last thing is that for Undertale's 5-year anniversary, there is an orchestra version of the soundtrack where they have like a full orchestra, everything. It's on YouTube, and I haven't listened to all of it, but it's so fucking amazing. Toby Fox is an amazing composer. Like, this is crazy.
I can't believe that game is 5 years old.
Right? I remember when it first started popping up and people started playing it, I'm like, what the fuck is this weird yellow, purple, pixelated shit? And then, I got super into it, and it is one of the best games ever. Very hard. Can't play it. I can only play to a certain point, and then I can't get any further, but it's so good.
I played it and got bored and stopped, so I should probably just watch a playthrough.
I mean, sure. Still waiting for Deltarune to come out, whenever that happens.
I've heard a lot of the Undertale music because there's a channel I like to watch on YouTube called 8-Bit Music Theory, and they were explaining the Dorian mode with some of the soundtrack for Undertale.
Nice.
That channel's fucking great. I love that channel.
Hell yeah.
Arthur. How can I help you, sir?
I also listened to a book while I was working, because that's what I do normally.
Was it the Bible?
Yes. Turns out Jesus? He's not all it cracks up to be. Turns out he's the Son of God.
Whoa. Name drop.
That's pretty crazy. Spoilers, sorry.
You want another spoiler? That dude dies.
He does. But he comes back.
Yeah, well, sorta. There was a lot of time where he was behind a rock, and then they moved the rock, and he wasn't there. Houdini wasn't
actually. And then some guy came out and said, "Hey, I'm Jesus," and they were like, oh, "Jesus, you didn't look like yourself."
Houdini wasn't in a lot of places he pretended to be either. So maybe behind the rock was never anybody, is what I'm saying.
That's fair. But no, I listened to Stardust by Neil Gaiman.
I saw that on the
decided to
gram.
do the book. Yes. And it was something. I liked it. It was darker than the movie. There was a few bits where I was like, I like the movie version better. But yeah. Good book. People should read it. And it's so weird.
No.
Because it's in the same universe as American Gods.
How do you prove that?
Because Neil Gaiman said it himself. He was talking about his inspiration for it and everything. And he's like, I actually have a book that I came up with before this that's about this town in a more modern era. And one of the characters in that book is a writer, of course, writers always writing about writers, who wrote some of the books that are in American Gods, that people are reading in American Gods. And it's like, he's like, yep, confirmed, it's the same universe and everything. It's like, wow, that's nuts. That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's kind of losing its charm, though. Like, it used to be cool that
Maybe.
the Askewiverse was all one universe, and then Stephen King shit, allegedly all one universe. Disney movie, possibly one universe. And it's, Arthur, you psychopath. What do you want? He's staring at me and flopping around and running into the desk. He's such a... No, don't paw me. You're a psychopath. Go play with your toy.
Psychopath. Psychopath.
He's got such a weird, like, awkward smile. Like he's expecting me to change my mind. He's just down there being a goober. Get the fuck out of here. Go. Get. You're a dumb piece of shit. Okay,
Yeah.
come here. Stupid dog. No, stop with the microphone. You're stupid. You're a stupid butt.
But, yeah. Got anything else?
Get those cheeks clapping. Dumb motherfucker. Get off me. I'm sure I do. It's hard to keep my... Jesus. Hard to keep my brain focused. We were talking about Ben Folds never losing weight. And every time I go to my Google feed, there's a website that reports some type of news. They're called theblast.com. And all that they do is write articles about what Kaylee Cuoco put on her fucking Instagram. So I'll keep getting news articles about, like, Kaylee Cuoco has a new pair of pajamas. And I'll look at it just to see what the pajamas are, even though I could just follow her on Instagram. Anyway, we should start a news organization that just talks about people's Instagrams, because apparently it's profitable and easy to do.
I hate those fucking things, man.
I hate the world. I hate the whole planet. I hate everything everyone's doing. CNN is nothing but a blog. I fucking hate all of this.
I'm so tired of, like, my fucking weather app. I get on there, check the weather, and then down at the bottom, there's just all this clickbait news bullshit popping up. And I'm just like, dude, fuck off.
And you don't even need an app for the weather. You can just go to the website.
Nah.
Yeah, you don't
Absolutely
need
not.
You don't need the Papa John's app either. You can just go to the website.
Well, no, that's fine. I'll do that. But I check the news every day, and it's easier to just click it, then go to whatever news. Because their shit's full of ads, too. Go to fucking K4. Oh, look at all these ads. Oh, you want to know about the tornadoes happening right now? Watch this ad before we get to the live feed. You fucking pricks.
That's ridiculous. News 9 doesn't do that on their website.
Well, then maybe I'll check out News 9 if I ever need to again.
It's the home of Gary England.
Chances are. Do what?
It's the home of Gary England.
So.
Gary England's a famous celebrity weatherman from Oklahoma.
Yeah, and he works in Oklahoma. Who cares?
Well, he's retired now. But the legacy is there. News 9 was the first organization to report tornadoes approaching.
Cool.
Dude,
I don't give a shit about any news organization.
Gary England is in the movie Twister, you ignorant slut.
I recall that. I recall hearing about that. But you know what? Who cares? And Twister's not a good movie.
You just said something violent but hilarious. You. So Oklahomans listening to this podcast. Twister wasn't good.
Yeah,
Fuck Gary
you.
England.
Anybody who's that loyal to their fucking news guy and that loyal to the movie Twister can just... Who cares?
Yeah, who's the biggest Twister fan? Who has a Twister poster?
Like, Twister had a great cast, but that's all I can say for it.
That might be one of the universe's missing r/slashes, is there's probably not a subreddit where they just talk about Twister.
No, because there's not much of a story there.
There's a subreddit for everything in the world except for the movie Twister.
I mean, that's probably true.
You know
I haven't
what?
tried to search for every subreddit.
It's too lowbrow for... What was I doing? It's too lowbrow for Reddit, but maybe it's not too lowbrow for Facebook.
There you go.
Let me see.
r/Twister. It's a thing. It has nothing to do with Twister, the movie, though. It's all about Bitcoin and shit.
There's a 2,000 member group called Twister the Movie, details, BTS, and replicas. There's also a 99 member group called Twister is the greatest movie of all time, ellipses, open quotation, the suck zone, exclamation mark, close quotations.
Yep, definitely not on Reddit.
And then there's also the 1996 Twister fan group is just 99 members as well.
Huh.
Wow. Yeah. Nope. And then it goes straight into Twisted groups of horror movie fans. Okay. Weird.
Yep, not a good movie.
Ugh. There's just a picture of somebody eating spaghetti with milk in a bathtub. It's fucking creepy.
Gross.
Spaghetti and milk. Fuck. Don't put those things next to each other.
I mean, I would eat spaghetti and drink milk, but I'm not putting them together.
That's so weird that people, like, you can't have them next to each other, but yeah, you drink milk and eat spaghetti. That's normal. That's fine.
Yeah.
They even used to serve chocolate milk with spaghetti to children in schools. What happened? Is that just the most common
That's true.
childhood vomit, that we know those things don't belong on the same table?
I don't know. It just makes sense because the milk, cuts back on the acid reflux. It's good.
Would you drink milk in proximity to having eaten spaghetti?
What do you mean?
Like, you obviously don't, like, stop eating spaghetti to get a drink of milk, because that's psychopath behavior. But, like, you're done, you're doing dishes, you're having a nightcap, and you're a grown-up who obsesses over their mother, so you still drink milk.
I don't drink milk anymore, so...
Yeah, I haven't bought milk in years. I don't... As we mentioned, I put sour cream.
It's not necessary for adults.
No. It's not necessary for kids either. The milk industrial complex is insane.
I mean, technically, you're correct.
Yeah, nobody needs anything but breast milk, and you don't need breast milk for that long. You definitely don't need to be sucking tits at 4 years old, dude. Dude, these late-term feeders, you people are psychopaths. Get your kid off your tit, you fucking whore. Stupid bitch.
But what if I want to suck a tit?
Well, you can... dude, between 2 and 14, you shouldn't be sucking tits, okay?
All right. Okay, that's fair.
Once you turn 14 and you've met other hot 14-year-olds, you're going to be sucking on stuff. That's just nature. It's not right,
I mean,
I don't condone
I
it.
didn't, but that's fine.
Oh, dude, you can't stop kids from sucking each other off. It's fucking nuts. But I'm glad I don't have to deal with that problem.
I'm glad I'll never have to deal with that problem.
Yeah.
Never going to be a teacher, never going to be a parent.
Dude, my dog got pregnant from other
Unfortunately,
dogs.
I'm an uncle a million times over an uncle, but I don't have to deal with that.
Yeah, I'm uncle enough for everybody, so I don't need to worry.
I'm getting there. I'm about to have 2 more niece/nephews.
That's disgusting, and
'Cause-
people should stop breeding.
Yeah, both Matt and Michael are having another kid.
It's the dumb ones that always have kids. Society is bad because we let the dumb ones breed. Smart people don't step up enough.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is Aaron pregnant
Because
yet?
the more I think about... Do what?
Is Aaron pregnant yet, or is he still weird around girls?
He doesn't actually seem to have many problems with girls, except that he always chooses the ones that are fucking insane. So, as far as I know, he's not pregnant.
Okay.
I haven't seen him in a while. Haven't really talked to him much.
He used to bring girls home and they were nice girls, but Aaron was like possessive and weird.
Yeah, but the ones that he, whenever he was living with me, he brought one here who was a fucking maniac.
Dude, anybody who's
Oh my
gonna
God.
go like home. Okay, so you're Aaron living with you at that time, and you have to tell someone, I work a part-time job. My dead grandmother bought me this car I can't afford, and I sleep on my brother's floor. Do you want to come home with me? Who is doing that? The fact that he's
A
not
maniac!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Who's going
And
home
she
with
was
that
fucking
guy?
nuts. Like, me and Aaron were sitting here having a conversation, and he got a text, and then he just, like, didn't answer it and set it down. And then his phone just starts dinging and dinging and dinging and dinging, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And he had to call her and say that he loved her or whatever before she would get off the phone.
Dude,
That did not last long.
well, no, nothing should last long. When you're sleeping on your brother's floor, you don't get to have an adult relationship with adults. You're in between being an adult. Like, if I get evicted and I have to go live with my mom's house, like, I'm even less likely to bring a girl home than I am now. Like, dude, you're not, when you're not an adult, you don't go do adult things. You work on becoming an adult again.
That's true. That's something that I've noticed a lot with many, many people who become super reliant on, like, relationships and stuff, where they just, like, don't have control of their own lives, and they're just like, maybe I'll be in control of something if I'm in a relationship. It's like, no, you just made your shit way harder. Like, that's dumb.
Yeah,
You gotta
simplify.
fix yourself. Fix yourself first, man. Jesus.
Yeah, or you wind up diving quickly into a relationship with a psychopath like John did. Dude, there's no way that John and Audrey would have gotten married if he waited a whole year. It's like the ways that she has yelled at that dude in front of people is emasculating and terrifying, and that did not happen in the first 3 months they knew each other. That is some white trash behavior. John didn't even know that she smoked pot until after they were married.
Huh.
Yeah, there's no way that that ship would have set sail if anybody bothered to, like, see if there was an anchor.
Yeah, I don't know about any of that.
Dude, I
don't know
got to
about
the
their
end of that metaphor
relationship.
somehow is the most surprising thing about today.
Eh.
I'm just talking shit on people who aren't here just to see if they listen. It'd be cool to see. It'd be cool if somebody would approach me about it. You were talking shit about me on the podcast, and I was like, a fan.
Yeah. We should just talk shit on everyone.
Yeah, anyone listening, I've got my phone's disconnected because I didn't pay it, so you have to message me on Facebook if you want to talk to me.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything else this week. I cleaned up the apartment and to not get evicted, and that feels good. I can walk from one side of the apartment to the other without tripping on anything, and that's unique. Still no word if I'm getting evicted or not, so I should probably find out next week. I think if they're not evicting me, they're not telling me, and if they are evicting me, I'll probably get a court notice will probably be the first thing that I know, and that'll be cool.
Damn.
Yeah, I went through a hoarding phase because I fell apart mentally the last couple of years, so they saw that, and I had to clean it up. But it does feel like progress to actually take care of the problem and not just look at it and feel scared, so that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hoping for the best.
Yeah. What's the rest of the usual content? Oh yeah, the world's on fire. Protests are Floyd George Black deaths. Hey, did you know Quez put out a book?
No.
It's called Memoirs, a DL Black book, and it's all about times he had sex. It's 200 pages, but it's like 40-point font. Like,
So, like, children can read it.
yes, it's the size of my notepad, and it's the font is huge. Like we didn't see that coming.
It's like the Magic Treehouse.
Dude, we were like, the first thing it made me think of was looking for books in the library that had both enough AR points and weren't as long as they looked. I don't know if you remember AR points, but it was a serious concern.
I do. I do. I was so serious about those fucking things.
Dude, I used to read a Hardy Boys book a week just to get enough AR points.
Man, I read so many books, but my teachers were always, being assholes and being like, nah, that's way above your reading level. And it's like, bitch, I am reading it and understanding it. And they're like, bitch, you want to read a 1,000-page book? You're not going to have the time.
Dude, that was crazy. People thought that I was the shit in the 3rd grade because I had a college reading level, and they would let me check out the Harry Potter books, which were a 5th grade reading level.
Yeah, right. And I think the first one had to start way lower than that, but yeah.
Yeah, the idea that they would stop kids from reading a book is fucking preposterous. Like, just let them try. That's how they're going to learn. And I did have eventually we did have a librarian that was like, I'm not stopping a single kid from checking a fucking book out. That's stupid.
Dude, when I was in fucking 8th grade, my fucking literature teacher was such a cunt. Mrs. Lair, the fucking cunt of Western Heights. She was the worst. She constantly, every time I was trying to read a book, she would be like, you should read something smaller, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this bitch. I wanted to hit her so bad.
That sucks so bad when you're getting discouraged as a kid and you're actually doing something you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Like my dad took me out of AP English because he thought I should focus on my other grades. Like, that was nuts, and I let that happen. I just like you're right. I shouldn't overburden myself. God, take kids' book. And you know what? Speaking of teachers that were stupid, fuck you, Miss Perkins. Stupid fucking Slagathor cunt. Who else is a dumb fucking teacher?
My kindergarten teacher fucking made me change shit I was doing. Because when I was little, I used to color stuff, and it would be like I would color the head like a different color than the arms and the legs and the torso. And she fucking got onto me, and she's like, oh, no, that's not right. These are all the same color, blah, blah, blah. And fucking knocked the creativity right out of me.
And she's a dumb whore, and her husband beats her. And that's a good thing. Shout out to Miss King.
Kindergarten.
Miss King's still a boss. She still teaches at Middale Elementary. Good on you. And same for you, Miss Woodrow. You're a gem.
Yeah, there's some good teachers out there.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about good teachers. I really like this whole. Who do I remember who's just a shit teacher? Fuck you, Miss Shoemaker. Beauvoir Elementary, which I'm sure they're gonna not call Beauvoir anymore because it's the Jefferson Davis home and it's a Confederate monument. And they're gonna have to change the name of an elementary school.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of forgot all the bad teachers.
Yeah, I didn't have too many bad teachers. There was the ones that were like super disinterested, that were just kind of meh. And then there's the ones that really loved what they were doing, and it was like, these are the fucking good ones. And then there was just those few that were just like trying to stomp the life out of you.
They were miserable people, and they wanted to see miserable children, which is a very weird professional angle, that you want to see children miserable. Like, I don't think about that enough, that like we think back on being in school as being adults taught by other adults, but no, we were kids. We were children. And these people are mean to children. That's
Right?
hilarious. That there are people who are mean to children as a profession, and they wake up every day and they go to a place and are just mean to kids in front of other adults, and nobody does
Yeah.
anything.
And like, it's one thing like if the student is like really shitty to sit there and be shitty back, but like I had really good grades for most of my school career and like never got in trouble. There was like the few times that I got called into the office because they suspected something that just wasn't fucking true. Like, I swear they thought I was gonna shoot up the school or something.
Yeah, they used to
'Cause I
search
wore
my
black.
backpack.
Yeah, they searched my bag multiple times, and my mom had to go in and fucking take them down.
Oh, my aunt was dropping me off from a dentist appointment, and she wanted to walk me to class because my aunt loves me, and they stopped me in the office and searched my backpack, which in Biloxi you have to have a clear backpack anyway. And she was just embarrassed for me that they treated me like a psycho because I kept making dark jokes all the time, and it was pissing me off that they were doing it. So I would make dark jokes to their faces while they were searching my bag. But my aunt got, like, I went to class and my aunt didn't leave the school for a little while and nobody checked my bag again. My aunt got up some people's asses about being mean to me, which is good to have people like
Yeah.
that in your life because, again, it's kind of crazy to think that there are adults who are mean to children for money all day around other adults that see them just be mean to children.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's pedophiles amongst them. It's just ridiculous.
It's true, man.
Dude.
Fucking Western Heights had so many teachers get fired for fucking sleeping with students.
God, I gotta go to Western Heights. Well, I'm not in school anymore, but if you told me when I was a teenager there's a school where the teachers are definitely fucking the kids, I'd be like, are they hot? And then I would totally
They're
go do
dudes,
that.
so I don't know if you're into that, but
Oh, fuck it, never mind.
none of the female teachers were dumb enough to do that I am aware of. I don't know, it's been a long time since I went there.
I know for sure a couple of female teachers at Del City High School were doing it, like the ones that were teaching while they were 20. They had some things with some athletes because their age group was just too close together. No one got arrested.
Yeah, I had a couple teachers that I would have loved to do that with me, but you know, they didn't that I am aware of.
Dude, if I went to school now and I had a hot teacher, that would be the first thing I said when I raised my hand, would be, Miss So-and-so, would you like to me to me? And then I'd get kicked out of that class.
Yeah, like I was 17 and my teacher was like 24, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah, you had girls in your friend group that were dating 24-year-old dudes with shitty cars, so it's not that unusual.
It's true.
And those dudes are losers. Those dudes bring girls back to their brother's apartment where they sleep on that floor.
But they just don't have the self-esteem to realize that they shouldn't do that. They're also just not fully formed yet. They're fucking children.
Yeah, grown-ass children who are probably going to work in a school system where they get to be mean to kids and tolerate pedophile coworkers.
Yeah.
Dude, we found I didn't even have to go into protests. World is fucked up, and schools are a big part of it. This whole fucking system is
I
bad.
agree, man. I think the whole fucking school system is stupid as shit.
Yeah, maybe we should go to Zoom. Maybe we should be letting kids sit at home on laptops and get lessons virtually. Maybe teachers and classmates aren't a good idea. This is...
Like, there's so much stuff. Like, the school system was fine for a while, and then, you know, there's just so many things that just got fucked up along the way, where it's like, all right, this is kind of just pointless now. They're literally just babysitters that don't want to be babysitters.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
I love
these teachers
school.
are now. Yeah.
I love school, but it is a crazy dumb thing. Yeah, and we
I
definitely
loved-
realized that they were babysitters once the pandemic hit.
Yeah, I liked the social aspect of school, like, with certain people, with, like, my friends and shit, and people I got along with, but the actual schooling process drove me up a fucking wall, because I'm like, my God, I'm fucking 17 years old, and I have to ask to go take a piss, or I have to go do something, and these people are treating me like I'm fucking 10 or something, and so many of the students just drove me fucking nuts because they were basically like they were 10. Ugh.
Yeah, I was too smart for school, and then the rest of the kids felt like I was dealing with handicapped people. But now those people are on Facebook, and they have better jobs than me, and I look at their families, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're a fucking idiot. But the dumb people seem to have beaten us in many ways.
Well, I mean, you know, ignorance is bliss. It's
Yeah.
like a crazy fucking truth. But yeah. I think that's kind of it. I just started my vacation, so I'm on vacation now
For how long?
till the 7th of October.
Are you gonna do your road
Or
trip,
the
or are you
8th.
just gonna home? You're gonna do a staycation.
Oh, I'm doing a staycation. I'm gonna basically just be working the same hours on YouTube videos.
That's
At least for this first week. After this first week, I'm going to, because I took a week and a half off. That's what I decided to do. So for that half a week, I'm just going to chill and fucking do nothing.
It's a good time to get a game.
That's true. I might pick up Fall Guys. Everybody's playing it, fucking loving it. I saw some shit. I was like, you know what? I think that's my speed. It's on Steam. Probably gonna do that.
I've been seeing a lot of videos, but I haven't watched any. I don't know what it's about. I don't know what they do.
It's just kind of like a fucking group game where you're trying to survive till the end. It's like starts with 60 people, and you're just kind of doing like obstacle course type games, and trying to be number one.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's like Mario
it's
Party.
a lot of yeah. Lots and lots of people have been playing it and saying that it's really helpful because it's such like a social game. And it's just like really fucking lighthearted and dope. So I think I'll probably do that.
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
Yeah. I'm also buying an acoustic guitar when I get paid.
What?
So I can start fucking around with that again.
What kind of guitar are you getting?
A real shitty one.
Just like a pawn shop
Amazon
one?
has. Do what?
Just like a pawn shop find? You gonna go to a pawn shop?
I thought about it, but I just hopped on Amazon and they have a guitar for $90. It's acoustic, full size 41-inch, and it comes with a case, a strap, a capo, extra strings, a tuner, and picks. So I'm like, all right, $90 for all that? I'll do that.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you can't
Yeah,
see I would want to see pictures of the neck. Because they can suck.
Well, I mean, it's on there. I can see it.
Okay. Yeah, it would be. That's the only.
Like they-
yeah.
It's new. Like, it's cheap. It's new.
I was thinking,
It's
like a
just kind
cheap
of a
guitar,
cheap
it doesn't
guitar.
matter. But also, I've gone and that's why I liked doing the pawn shop finds, was because I want to hold the guitar to make sure it's not bullshit. Because if I held this ukulele, I probably wouldn't have bought it, because I've held other ukuleles and this ukulele sucks. The fretboard has a concave in it. Some of the frets are frayed. The neck is like 8 times as heavy as the body. The body feels like paper.
Huh.
It's a shitty. It's like I've played it a lot. I played it the whole time we were on set for OCD. But yeah, I would take a $20 plastic ukulele before I used this ukulele.
Yeah, the reviews are good. There's a 1,795 reviews, and it's 4.5 stars. And it's not like I'm trying to play shows or anything with it, so it'll be good
I waited
enough.
a month. I waited a whole month for this thing to come drop ship from China, and you know what? Yeah, it doesn't
Damn,
matter.
I could have this guitar day after tomorrow.
It doesn't matter, because as much as I'm bitching about this ukulele, it's been on a ton of shit. I've played it a lot. I've played it on the internet a lot.
That's true.
Yeah, so it
You got a
clearly
lot
works.
of miles out of it.
Yeah, been a funny gag for a lot of things. I've brought it to some parties. I've brought it to some sets. I'm looking at it and I just noticed the neck is crooked. The neck is actually just crooked. It
Ah,
leans to the right if I'm holding it in front of my face. Now, if I was going to do an Amazon guitar, I was looking at the... like, I have my Yamaha acoustic, which I love, which was a great $60 pawn shop find. It's pretty good condition. The fretboard feels a little cheap, but it sounds great.
yeah, for a Yamaha, that's really good.
The FS 101 is only $120. That's what it is. It's Yamaha FS 101.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's half off in the pawn shop, but it feels great. It's from a reliable brand. Anyway, I would do the Luna Parlor guitar because I want a smaller guitar now. I don't like the dreadnought body anymore. I don't like feeling like I have to wield the guitar. That's the thing that I love the most about the ukulele once I got it was that my hand span covers the entire fretboard, so I don't have to fucking move. It's just super fun. But the parlor guitars are like the little guitars that you would see. They're hard to get a parlor guitar. Not very many people make parlor guitars anymore. They were really popular in World War II because they were the size of a private's backpack, so they could strap it to the side and you could have like a bard in your platoon. And they would do that at car hops and bullshit. Sometimes there would be a guy with a small guitar. But yeah, they're full fretted. They're just smaller. And a real acoustic guitar is only going to give you 12 frets anyway, so like might as well get a parlor guitar with 12 to 14 frets. But
Yeah.
the Luna one is the one that I like looking at the most. Gretsch makes one that looks pretty cool called the Jim Handy, but it's got a sunburst on it. I don't like the pick guard, but I like the Luna one. But that's $200, so it's out of your price range.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just looking for something cheap because I was just sitting there thinking, like, I got my drums and shit, and I'm going to get a MIDI cable so I can start recording them. But I want to start making music again, and it would be very useful to actually have a more musical instrument to play off of. Because making drums musical without having something to go off of is difficult. Like, it's much easier if there's a riff or something and you can be like, oh, okay, this would sound cool with that. And it makes the drums more musical versus just sounding like a metronome.
Did you download Reaper?
I have not.
I keep talking about it. You should download Reaper. and use the VSTs. Like you just type in VST or free instrument, you get a lot of free shit. Contact has a lot of free instruments that are really, really, really good. You can set up that you can use your regular computer keyboard as a MIDI keyboard, but it is annoying to do it. Also, if you're getting a MIDI cable, every cheap $25 keyboard made in the last 20 or 30 years has a MIDI out on the back that will run the program, because MIDI is a universal computer language. So like my $25 Casio from the 90s will let me drive instruments in Reaper. So that's a really cheap investment. You don't have to get like an Akai $100 keyboard. You can just get any old Casio and it'll do it.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then you have a full running keyboard.
I think my drum set would have the capabilities as well.
You do, but now if you're trying to play like an instrument in MIDI, you have to hit a drum, which sounds nuts, instead of just...
Right? It could be so fucking weird.
Yeah, you can do that. It's got MIDI out, so your drums will run anything. It will run any instrument that responds to a MIDI impulse. But if you were trying to play a guitar lick on your drums, what the fuck is that? How do you make chords?
Hilarious. There's only so many pieces.
Yeah, it makes more sense for you to get a free fart instrument and then play farts on your drum, like Rob Scallon did. That makes sense and it's funny. But no, you're not going to play keyboards from your drum, you dumb piece of shit. You fucking idiot.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, and you could just click notes into a MIDI program. You just program them with your mouse. You don't have to have a MIDI driver. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, get Reaper.
I will look into that.
Because you don't have to pay. You never have to stop the free trial. I've had the free trial for 3 years. And it lets me export things and upload things, and I've got like 40 instruments in there. It's, yeah, you don't need anything else.
All right, I got it.
Yeah,
It
and
is
DSK.
installed.
DSK has a lot of good virtual, like as far as, let me pull it, I'm going to open my laptop, because this is a good subject. There are some places to get free instruments that are better than others. I have actually paid for instruments, because I liked what they were doing, and it was only like $25 to get all of their instruments. But I've paid for, oh, what do you mean you have to boot? Stupid laptop. Anyway, DSK has some pretty decent free instruments that you can put in there. There's easy tutorials for how to add instruments to this software. You basically just go to the source file, go to plugins and FX, and drop a VST in there. And you're looking for VSTs come in DLL files, and then once you go to preferences in Reaper, you can search for new MIDI, apply all, and then you have instruments, and you just insert new track, insert virtual instrument, and then you can play whatever you've downloaded.
Hell yeah.
Super simple, and this is how everybody does everything. This is how everybody makes beats. This is all that. This is the world. This is all that you need. All you need is to never pay for your copy of Reaper and have a low-powered laptop, and you're a music producer. Microphones are optional. MIDI instruments are optional, but recommended. Get a cheap keyboard.
I have all those things.
Then, dude, you're a fucking 5 hours away from having a record. You could do it tonight. The world is your vampire, and you can drain from it.
Cool. Maybe that's what I'll do on my actual vacation part of my vacation.
Come back from
I'll
your
make an
vacation
album.
with an LP.
Yes, and it'll just be called Vacation.
Yeah. Well, there's already a Bomb the Music Industry record called Vacation, and it's really good. I don't think you want to compete.
Well, then I'll call it Staycation.
That's probably taken too, but it's not taken by this by.
Well,
Jeff
you can't
Rosenstock.
copyright a word.
You know what you should do is an album called Photograph and 5 songs that are photograph.
Look at my photograph.
Well, don't steal from Nickelback because they'll sue you.
No, I'll just do that exact song 5 times.
Okay, I like the
In
premise.
different genres.
I like the premise, and I think the internet will like the premise, and that's what really matters.
I bet Nickelback won't like the premise.
You know what's special about Nickelback is nobody gives a fuck.
That's true. They'll take me to court for copyright, and the judge will be like, dude, fuck off, Nickelback.
They're just
Get the fuck out of here.
In a courtroom with all of Nickelback, and the court's like, get the fuck out. Just like, we're suing him.
Leave, Nickelback, leave.
Nickelback? Get the fuck out of here. Fucking Nickelback. And they're like, we're people. The judge is like, you're fucking Nickelback. Get the fuck out. Here, you drop something, and they throw a quarter at him.
Here's your quarterback.
Can you make change for that, you dumb piece of shit?
Here's your Nickelback.
There's 5 of you. Figure it out. It's a math joke. You trailer park pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Deputy Mark II is a pretty good little synth. I like the Arminator. The MT Power drum kit is a good free drum kit. Yeah, and then the rest of the stuff that I'm doing is, I don't have much here. I forgot. I was making music at John's house, so most of the shit that I use is actually on his computer. But Contact, you can get the free Contact kit, and those instruments are very, very good. But there are paid Contact kits that are very expensive. Anyway,
Okay.
my earbud's dying.
That's not allowed.
Well, and here's the thing, and I'm going to tell you, it's going to happen.
No.
Yeah. That's really how it works. You know the 48-hour film is going virtual? It's actually going to happen in October.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do one or not, but it's tempting.
I can guarantee that I am not.
Well, there goes part of my
I was
crack
going to say
team.
probably not, but I'm like, well, but nah, I doubt it. If
So
it's October, it's
if I had
so
to
close
assemble
already.
a crack team, you're definitely out.
That's fair.
This year you have a excuse, unlike other years where people have betrayed me or let me down. But okay.
I haven't. You have what? Wait. There wasn't a year where you did it.
No, because every year that I want to do it, people betray me or let me down.
Okay.
Yes.
But it's not a situation where you're like, where we're all involved and we're like, yeah, we're gonna do it, and then everybody's like, nah, fuck this.
No, we're all involved
That
and
doesn't
everyone's
happen.
like, I can't wait to do it. And I was like, last week of July. And then someone will be like, oh, sorry, I'm going out of town that week. I've booked a vacation in Rhode Island, John. Or something like that.
Well, that's always John's thing. He's always going on vacation.
I know, there's a difference between rich people and poor people. And one of them is that John is always on vacation.
The quality of the microphone just went way the fuck up. What happened?
My earbud died, so I'm holding the phone next to my head like a Neanderthal.
Oh. That was crazy.
I told you
I
the
was like,
earbud
holy
was gonna
shit,
die.
I can understand you completely.
Yeah, this feels caveman-ish, and you're not as clear because there's a speaker being pushed against my fucking head, which is how phones worked before earbuds, which is nuts that people did that. Yeah, but you're louder and you're louder. You're not really clearer. I can hear air bouncing off of my ears that is untempered by rubber. Earbuds are definitely cooler. I wish that my earbuds didn't have to be wireless, because wireless earbuds are fucking stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't care what progress they can make with the technology. Like, I really feel like there's not going to be an earbud that is better than the Raycon, and the technology is still stupid.
I agree. I hate those fucking things. I murdered mine.
You don't have them no more?
Nope. They pissed me off because, like, for the longest time, only one side would connect. And then it just stopped altogether. So I was like, all right. And then I threw them as hard as I could at the wall and made sure they smashed into pieces. Because I didn't want to have to be let down by them again.
That sounds fucking awesome.
It was pretty great. It felt good to watch them shatter and start blinking rapidly like they were begging for life.
They were screaming like dying
Sure
children.
Wow, you should be a teacher.
What? Oh yeah, I'm a teacher now.
Yeah.
I thought you
talked about this.
I thought you said it was turning into a T-shirt, and I was like, wow, that's profound, I guess.
Yes, that's what a t-shirt would say.
Yeah.
All right. We should end this one and move on to the writing one.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on speakerphone, I guess.
But then it'll
I have to
sound
figure
bad.
out how to do that. I think it's this button. All right, and then
Won't
that's
it
on.
sound awful on the recording?
This dude, who gives a fuck?